Welcome, welcome, friends. OG Merpe here with you. We're getting ready to run some Pathfinder Second Edition, colloquially referred to as D&D. Man, one of these days I'll get that fucking word right. This is a adult stream. There's language and adult themes, and this is a big 7-player game. It's kind of like a backyard game. They just kind of let me stream it. It's a home game, so nobody's really watching anything here. So no offense is ever intended. Hopefully none is taken, but all those warnings and alerts and shit are on there for a reason because there's language and themes, I guess. All that being said, let's get right down to it. We're in the middle of combat, and we got a lot to cover tonight, so let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay, just making sure you're leveled.
Okay, good. Yeah, and we're all level. Perfect. Love that. Love that you guys are taking care of each other in that way. We're going to start with thoughts and feelings. As always, the dice shall decide. That is... Oh, I had something targeted, I guess. But it's still just a 2, which would be me, so I'm going to bounce it down to Aaron. You can start us off. How's your character feeling, bud? You guys are in a place.
Yeah, we always find a place, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think last week I was cautiously optimistic. I'm definitely sliding towards the more cautiously and less optimistic, especially now that I'm slowed 1. I'm not moving as quick as I used to. My 60 years of dwarf age are catching up to me. Making sure my will is in order, and I've handed it to Banjo. And yeah.
Just assuming Banjo is the one that gets out.
Oh, yeah, he'll make it out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Love that. Who's your victim?
Tyler.
All right, Tyler.
Yeah, Tusk is feeling between a lizard that turns things into a rock and a bunch of spiders. Little uneasy about the lizard more so than the spiders. I don't know if Simone is actively worried about them, but I think we've got those in the bag. Definitely don't know really how to deal with the lizard thing, so he's feeling a little uneasy about that, and by extension, a little worried about the party too.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's a fair concern to have. Who's your victim?
Yeah. Soda.
Soda.
Kaitar sees spiders. Kaitar smash.
It's consistent with Kythar.
Deep.
Mm-hmm.
Deep. Who's your victim?
Chris.
Chris.
So
yeah, go for it.
you just see Rowan just kind of look around for all of a sudden, and he's like, "Oh, all this excitement! My mind's blank. What's been going on?" The lizard. Is it turning people to stone? But yeah, Rowan's just going to be looking confused, kind of overwhelmed for a second.
Oh my god, I love that. He's just been in a stupor these last couple of days. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Love that. Who's your victim?
I guess Anthony is the only one that hasn't gone.
I think you're right.
Simone is wanting to get away from the lizard thing. Even though he has goggles on, his orcs goggles, not his lokes, his orcs.
Yeah.
It's still he has a feeling that it would still affect him, and the spiders seem to be an easier path forward than the lizard.
He's like, I just got to put distance between me and the lizard, man. It doesn't matter.
So that's what Simone's thinking about. Is just making as much space in between him and the lizard.
I do love that. Also traveling with your party is Arthur Struva, the gunslinger, and Reed, the paladin. Reed will be joining us later. I'm sure that I mentioned before the stream, Arthur here is just nervous about the time factor, how long this detour seems to be taking you guys. And Reed, there's just not a lot going on in that guy's head. So, I doubt he's worried about a whole lot of anything.
However, if he fell on his ass, he'd bounce right back up.
He would. All right, and with that, you guys are in combat, and so as a reminder, everybody, you guys all get to take your turns together, as you go here. I would normally ask you all what you are doing first, but I have a reaction from one of the bad guys, which I specifically saved for the start of the next round because it's reaction. And because
oh god, not my marrow.
No, because the Basilisk is starting his turn so close to somebody who he can see here. Whoever's rolling on Arthur's behalf, and let me make sure you've got rights to his character there, Chris. Is going to need to make. I can see that you do have those. Is going to have to make a save for me here. Give me just a moment. I want to make some of these DCs didn't up. Yeah, that is correct. So you can make sure you've double-clicked Arthur so that you're like on his character and not on your own, and then you should be able to do it right from the chat there. Make that fortitude save.
And Arthur's doing this, right?
This is Arthur doing this, yeah, because he's the only. Because with Rowan tucked behind the staircase, fucking Galfast invisible. And the rest of you guys being like far enough down that hallway, like maybe he could see a Tesk, but Arthur's definitely the obvious target there.
Mm-hmm.
What am I rolling? It's not in. I don't.
Did it do that thing where it did not show up in chat?
There's nothing in chat.
How about that?
Oh, okay.
Sensible, freshly bloomed. Very sensible.
Nice. If you're gonna roll a nat 20, that is the fucking time for it. Okay.
Oh my god.
So with that critical success, there is no effect, but that's basically the second time in as many turns as Arthur's been like stared down by this fucking Basilisk, and is he's been able to shake it off every time, but he gets a sense it's only a matter of time. It is now your guys' turn. So whoever can go whenever they like. If you want to combine stuff, maybe we go room by room. Who wants to go first? Spider Room is going first. Yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
I was like, Wilb is going to make a movement this way, and I don't see any more spiders down the hall. That's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
And then Wilb will be using his breath weapon. And
Sorry
he'll
about
be
that, guys.
using it.
No, you're okay. We just got started.
And let me see here. So how do you spin this around? Oh, that's how you do it. I think that would hit Mr. Big Spider-Man without hitting everybody else.
Yeah, if you
So
that'll hit both Big Spider-Man without hitting anybody else.
So Excel, you would take a reflex.
All right, if you put that shit in chat, I will.
It says against my spell DC, which my spell DC would be a. It doesn't have like a link.
It's just plus 10 on whatever your fucking deal is. That probably does not save.
It actually tells me what my spell DC is. It's 29.
That's 21 on the first one and 32 on the second one. So one saves, one doesn't. The one closest to you does not save.
So he takes full damage. The other one takes half.
Great.
But I'm more interested in what happens when there's a giant flame breath in an area with spider webs.
Yeah, that's
definitely more interested
That's definitely a good call. Let's get the mechanics of the attack taken care of here.
Yes. 11 damage.
We're going to damage that. We're going to... thank you for clearing the deal out. We're going to do half damage to him. Yeah, so basically, as, Will fucking ignites this room, for Reed, Kythar, Simone, and Tesk, it's just this, flash of light as all this, glistening white, web, reflects the sudden influx of light, and everybody's eyes are all, adjusted down to this extremely dark environment. And it burns clean through everything that it comes into contact with. These are particularly thick and sticky spider webs, so they do it does catch the room, but it's not like video games suddenly all the cobwebs are cleared, creates this huge deal. It's more like the cobwebs are the width of ship ropes, and so it's like if a bunch of ship ropes had caught fire, and they will burn over time, but for the time it's going to take to burn through that that coil of rope, that thickness of the spool, but basically the entire left half. And down the hallway, because that's the only pressure point the fire had to go out. Just blows a big chunk of the spider webs out, and so there's a big cone busted out into the next room where you've also cleared out a bunch of that room. These guys both take damage. Are they also on fire? Is there a burning thing? No, they just
no. That it doesn't get any crazy for 2 more levels or something like that.
Right,
so
fair enough.
It's nothing crazy. They've really dumbed down the summoner. And that will be Simone's turn.
Cool, solid. Reed, Kythar, and a Tesk are all up there. Reed is immobilized because he got web shot at him. He has to make a comically low save to be able to move. But it does take an action if he wants to move. He also has a spider standing right next to him. I don't know.
I'm all sticky.
Kythar and Reed are just gonna go ahead and dual attack this guy.
Cool. I think between the two of you guys, you probably got it.
Okay. All right. So Kythar is gonna go ahead. It just erased my name somehow. Okay. Anyways, Kythar is gonna do his double attack.
High and low, both hit. Plus a
So
crit.
I'm gonna go ahead and damage the crit.
Yeah, just roll all that damage because you're gonna want to know when you kill this thing. So let's do it. Let's do them, a deal at a time. There's
78.
regular damage. There's crit damage. I believe that is 1 hit point left. 2 hit points left. No, that's it. He just didn't. The status just didn't tick over. Yeah.
Yeah, I hovered it and it says dead. So.
Cool.
So with that, Reed just looks back like, okay, well, don't need my help. Reed's gonna. I know Joe said he wants to kill all the spiders, but it looks like we got it. So Reed is gonna hear the hubbaloo in the back of the corridor and oh, my friends, I must save them for Iomade.
Cool. You are going to have to burn an action to break loose, but the DC is literally lower than Reed's modifier, so he doesn't even have to roll. He just has to burn the action to break loose.
Reflex or will?
It was just an athletics, and he has a modifier that's higher than the DC was, so it's just an action.
So it just burns, right?
Yeah, he just has to burn an action.
All right, 1 action done. He has a 25, so 1, 2, 3, 5.
Solid. You see Rowan tucked behind the stairwell. Arthur's back to you, staring down this fucking stone lizard.
And raising shield would cost another action, right?
Yeah, raising shield does cost an action, as does.
Unless he has a reaction.
Unless he has the reaction, which he might.
Shield block, react. Yeah, shield block, reaction.
I mean,
so my idea is that I want to get in front of one of my friends, but have the shield blocking the sight so we don't get turned to stone.
So Reed can spend his last action to plant his shield, which I think is what you're envisioning. And because you guys are taking your turn all at the same time, if Arthur or Rowan wanted to go and tuck behind you, they would have to spend their actions to it because Reed would be done. But Reed could plant his shield, it does straight up just create
Yeah.
a half wall where you plant it, and that is all legal.
Okay, that's probably what I'm gonna do, just so they have somewhere to run. Plant shield and get behind it.
Cool. Let me. It affects like one wall of your. It affects like one wall of your of the square you're on, and I'm assuming that you're going to want it to do like this one.
See if I can't see it. Yeah, that'd be good.
Cool.
So I said, get behind me. Get to cover.
You're British now.
Man of
You're
many
a wizard.
That leaves some of Kythar's actions, I think, still.
Yeah, so Kythar, so he can take this one action. Is it can I move up to here, or is it like
No, you can move because Will just cleared all that. It would have been challenging, yes, but not anymore. So yeah, 100%.
cool? Kythar will go up and then target this fucker and do one more double. Oh wait, no,
Single
yeah,
swing.
Map.
Yeah.
Yep, map, single swing. Map, single swing. Only for my second map.
Right. Oh, nice.
Oh, that's 180. Let's go.
Nice. Roll
Jesus.
that. Damn.
So not.
I'm not saying. Yeah, he is playing the two like martial characters. He's playing the barbarian and the paladin right now. So.
Natural 20. Do I go again, or do I just take the
no,
crit
you just roll the critical.
Just
like,
take the crit.
like any
Yeah,
other
yeah.
critical. Yeah.
Yep.
That is one of the trade-offs of the new rule system is that like it's just the +10 -10, but it's also like it does pull a little bit of that nat 20 like value out. It's like, oh yeah, well, I only needed a 32 and I got a 36. It's like, well, all right, cool. So with that damage, that takes him to about half health, and I do believe does tap out Kythar.
Yeah, Kythar's down.
Cool, great.
You're fully tapped. All your mana.
I do have a trap card still.
That leaves a Tesk up in that like kind of crew up there.
Yeah, I'll move up and target this guy over here, the spider, and
Please not
cast.
Let me
fireball.
guess.
Please not fireball.
Let me-
Not fireball.
no, it's
not
gonna be
fireball.
slashing Gus. Slashing
Shut up,
Gus.
Anthony. Shut up.
Say the words.
All
You know what you're
right,
doing.
Slashing Gus.
let's see it. There it is.
I'm not in the way, am I?
No,
No.
you're good.
You're
Okay.
fine. We play a little bit fast and loose with that in this campaign. Oh, I gotta
All right.
actually target somebody. Blop. There it goes. There's your gust. It's slashed.
And I'm done. There you go.
All right, we are to the lizard room.
I'll go. I have a question. If I walk to the edge of the other stairs,
Like once you hit this
Could I-
point again, you'll be on top of him. You know what I mean? So
could I take a shot down, or is that not possible?
you could from probably this square here, not from where
Oh, I
you're
see, 'cause it
currently
wraps
at.
down.
Right.
I know I only have 2 actions. If I have a
Move-
move speed of 20.
You can move 5 feet, take a shot, move 15 feet, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Excellent. That's exactly what I'm asking.
I thought it might be.
Okay, I'm gonna take my shot.
Cool.
Once I remember how that works in this game.
Yeah, just
It's
gotta
not like we play it
click,
every week.
I know I'm new to this. Bear with me.
just gotta clicking.
It's not like we've been playing this for
Clicking
over
T,
a year.
man. Clicking T.
There you go.
There we
I
go.
rolled these dice before.
Wow.
There it is. There it is.
Seta took all your luck.
Go ahead and use a hero point, bud.
No, I think I shoot an arrow, but my bow is partially made out of stone, so it's like it just plops to the ground.
I do love that. I do love
It's
that.
like when you fuck up and shoot an arrow straight down in Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or when I'm trying to break through somebody's door and rest with a Molotov, and I end up catching myself on fire when I drop it at my feet. That's exactly what just happened. And those are my 2 actions. I'm done.
All right. Now remind me, because I know that you, I think, have this from an old first edition item. Does hostile action break your invisibility?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you can. You can take. Can I take that off for myself?
I think you can. I got you. Yes,
Yeah.
you can right click anything up in the corner for your character and just pull it off whenever you like.
Anything
cool.
up in the?
And yeah, it was a regular casting of invisibility, which is broken of any action. I think.
Cool, sweet, sweet.
I
Then
gotta pee.
no, you're all right. That leaves Rowan and Arthur, are both Chris. So last but not
Yeah.
least,
Okay, so I just have two questions real quick. So one, so I'm assuming there's a big staircase in the middle of this room,
right?
correct?
Correct.
Okay. So can Rowan see the lizard? Where's Rowan?
Rowan is just on the other side of the staircase. Like Rowan is kind of like tucked in the Harry Potter closet space of the lower stairs as they start to corkscrew up. You know what I mean? He's like
Okay.
just tucked in behind, where like one step out, and he's going to be in full view of this thing.
Okay. And then can Arthur see the lizard?
100%. Just
Okay.
yeah.
So then, with Arthur, so according to this, it says he's loaded and ready to go. I'm going to take a shot at the lizard.
Hell yeah, he is.
Cool. Love it. Man, 2 nat 20s in the first round of combat. What do you know about that? Sick. Go ahead and roll your dim dam there. Hit the crit button for me. Miss you too, Becky. Glad you're here. Oh my god. Is that real?
106 damage?
Is that real? What?
Oh, it's greater striking. Oh, he has like a level 16 sword or gun sword or something.
Yeah, I think that's what he spent all. I think it's like you guys like invested and did other stuff. I think he took all of his money and was like, I want the best gun I can get.
Well, he got it.
Yeah.
Where
It's a boss
was
killer.
this the entire time?
This is a crit, and golly, like this is
Has
just
he never critted before?
No, he has. It's not this hard.
yeah. I'm
I
like
think
double.
he got
I'm like
it.
straight up double checking this and looking at it. Yeah, I mean
You
we
do the math.
yeah we didn't swap anything out for him. I think it's just that he rolled. Oh no.
The
It's
10D
that
plus 12.
10d12. He fucked up his settings somewhere. And added manually 10d12 accidentally on his gun. Because I remember he
I'll
did
allow-
this before. That random 10d12 in the middle is not supposed to be there. Yeah, holy shit, man.
What is it supposed to be like a 1d12?
No, I don't. I think that's an extra line. I think it's 2d12 plus 5 plus 2 exploding damage. I think is his like normal damage on that. I don't know if that 10d12 is actually supposed to fucking be there. I mean, God, it's a point blank shot though. I mean, god damn it, this is crazy. Weapon.
I think we're gonna keep him around a little bit longer.
Yeah. As success, but you deal double damage. Yeah.
Should I see what happens if not do the damage all over again, but see what happens if I just click the attack before it rolls? Maybe there's something there.
No, it's the crit.
Okay.
It's for sure the crit, because if you hover over damage in the regular weapon, it's 5. It's 2d12 plus 5 plus 2 piercing for like regular damage. But if it crits, it gets that extra 10d12, and I think that's the plus 2 greater, or the striking perhaps. But like it's
I think
those
it's the striking.
it's those words at the front of the like it's
Okay.
these magic items. So it is a crit. It is a crit. That's legal. That's correct. That is the amount of fucking damage that shot does. So this thing goes off, wakes up everything in this fucking dungeon, and almost kills the lizard outright. So that is beautiful. That is wonderful. I love that. I think that's our first triple digit damage. So that's phenomenal. And one action. So what are you doing with the rest of your turn?
Reloading.
So, if he moves back here, would he be able to still see the lizard?
If he moves and then does the take cover action, and he takes cover behind Reed's shield, he will he'll like be tucked down below the wall and not have line of sight on the creature, and the creature will not have line of sight on him.
Okay.
He also gets a bonus to his AC if he does that.
Then yeah, that's what he'll do.
Okay, great. Give me a second. I will just manually apply cover to you.
And then as he's doing that, is what I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the, what is it called?
Because he can move and reload simultaneously, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the running reload.
Yeah, cool. Solid. So he'll start his next turn from cover with a loaded weapon.
Yeah.
Love that. Your own character, Rowan.
So Rowan is going to
Mic off.
Becky, I found Great White up here, or down here, and I'm really happy about it, because it's hard to find sometimes. I miss all that NorCal.
If Rowan rolls in that one right
Mic
now,
on.
karma is real.
That would suck. That would suck so bad to like crit on the guy that you're running as a favor and to flop as your own character. That would just be cruel.
Yes, it would be. But the dice have their own story to tell, as I've been told, laying there bleeding.
With your bones turning to mush.
Well, there's people standing over me. Well, the dice have their own story to tell.
I know everybody's shrugging. Do the dice, you know.
well, that's it's not
Your
me,
lies.
Oh, that's funny.
I know Kythar's carving out the gravestone for me.
I know. I'm going through your pack for money.
Well,
You're
that
still-
didn't take long.
You're at 95% health.
I don't know why this just triggered this in me, but now I really want to add a mechanic in where there's like a cultural process where like at funerals they like roll the dice, you know, over the grave. And just straight up make it like you get one roll at your funeral. If you roll a nat 20, you just come back to life right there on the spot. Like,
That's a good deal. And if you roll a 1, straight to hell.
oh man.
What if you were going there anyways?
Oh. Okay, hold on, guys. Rowan, you've got 2 more actions or 3 more actions.
Okay, so so would I have to take an action to see the lizard?
Yeah, you do not currently have line of sight on the lizard. You specifically got out of his line of sight to end your last turn. Your fellow players are trying to take care of your character, so you would need to spend just 5 feet of movement to get out where you could see him, and then you'd still have the remainder of your movement minus 5 feet to take after an action you might want to take.
Okay.
This oval behind you is also your like thorny wall, which counts as like difficult terrain. And if something passes through it, it takes like a little bit of damage. But that's yours, so you can drop it whenever you want. If you wanted to move through that space, just as a heads up.
Okay. So I'm gonna step out, and then I'm going to cast Splinter Volley.
Splinter Volley, that's a new one.
So it's you launch a volley of splinters at your foe, make a spell attack roll against a Did it come up?
It's not
did
currently in chat. There it is.
You
There we
gotta
go.
click cast. There you go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Are you using the 3 action or the 2 action version?
I believe 2 because he had to take that 5-foot step.
There you go.
All right, so you should be able to target and hit that attack button, and the program should handle the nuts and bolts of that. Nice.
Ready.
Solid damage count.
You just kind of see him stick his hand out, and just all these little splinters kind of fly out his hand.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
Oh,
Nice.
that's super gnarly. And despite the fact that this thing has all the splinters are have a magical glint coming off them. So despite the fact that this thing is wood against stone shouldn't work, but all these splinters embed in the stone fucking anyway. Yeah, that's killer. I love that.
And then he'll use the rest of his movement to kind of start heading back this way.
Cool. Love that.
You could have done that this whole time, Puto.
Oh, yeah.
We're not being quiet anymore.
I think that's everyone, right?
That's everyone. I am I have to double check something super quick here. And it's way far. It might actually just be faster to open up. I want to see what your Wall of Thorns does. Okay, we're going to start with the Stone Lizard, who basically doesn't have anybody in obvious view because Reed and Arthur are tucked behind the shield. Galfast is up, Rowan's up, and because you guys can't, because he can't see you, you guys can't see him either. But he, the next time you guys peek out from your hidey holes, does not appear to be in the room anymore. The spiders. Oh yeah, he's just gonna lash out. He's just gonna take a little attack on Kythar here.
You can certainly try.
He can certainly try, and that is what he's gonna try to do. He's a spider. Spider's gonna spider. That's also a miss. Cool. It's not just you, Aaron. It's a 3 and a 6 over here. So
Yay!
we're doing the
Spider's
thing.
gonna spider.
We're doing the thing too.
Did
But
Aaron touch your computer?
you know what? Fuck it. He's gonna take the last one too because he's a dumb spider. He doesn't know any better. Cool.
Dumb spider.
Yeah, so he can't do anything there, but, my friend, he did land a shot previously, and I see that you've got a poisoned tag there, and so that does progress onto the next stage, as a different spider had gotten you previously, and I'm going to hit you...
Quick, Simone, suck it out.
Kythar's pulling down his loincloth.
That's Reed's job, fool. Why
I
do you
swear to
think
God,
we didn't
if
do
I-
our long rest?
If that works, I'm gonna bring Reed over and have him suck it.
Okay. And that's it for these guys. You guys start your turn. Those of you in the the chamber with the stairs glance around and cannot see anything, but you did hear the rustle of the thorny brush, just a moment ago. But as you all peek out from your hiding places, the stone lizard appears to be gone. and there is this one like very bloody spider who is trying desperately to eat Kythar, and is very unsuccessful at that. If we start with the spider room, I think we might be able to get out of turn-based combat. So let's start up there. Probably Kythar, a Tesk, or Simone.
Kythar, how
Kythar.
about you go first?
Yeah, Kaito are gonna go boom.
All right, Kythar, go boom.
he just shits his pants.
Damage. Critical.
Ooh, being enfeebled you would have had 2 crits there, but you got 1 instead because you're enfeebled. So, he feels good about that at least.
As he lays dying.
Damage. No, as he lays dead, get it right, okay?
My bad.
Yeah, as you just like smash this spider's legs and thorax into fucking pieces with your giant warhammer, it like splats up against the side of the wall, and you can see down this hallway there is a statue with just like little bits of like flaming like web kind of like stuck to it, and it's a stone statue that like appears to be on fire because it's, the web on it is on fire.
Nice.
You can see that the rest of the room is still like fairly full of cobwebs, and then it like opens up into another fairly large chamber. But there like are no more spiders here. There are no more cobwebs in front of you. You guys are now in free action, as the Basilisk is nowhere to be seen. What do you guys want to do now?
I'm gonna say the lizard's still over here somewhere.
Not turning my back, Simone's gonna be like, "Did you fucking kill it, fool?"
No, I don't want to look at it.
I
That's
think it
why
ran
I'm not
off.
turning. If I
Where's
turn my back, Reed, and I'm fucking stoned,
I'm gonna say, Simone, look out! There's a spider above you.
then I'm gonna like duck my head.
It's one of those like
yeah.
husks. It's one of those like long dead spiders that's like not moving at all. It's just like fucking.
Yeah.
Better, it's like just a house spider repelling. Like a common.
It's like a daddy long legs, but like an actual size daddy long legs.
Oh, funny.
And I'm like, "You're a fucking puto, fool. You're a fucking puto."
Okay, so could I go? I'm gonna go to the other side of this pillar, so I'm looking down. Can I do a perception check on the bramble? I know that the monster walked in through the bramble, but do I see? I'm assuming it's not smart. Maybe it didn't take the same path back out. Does it look like it left through the bramble wall that Rowan made?
You look at the bramble wall. I mean, that's consistent with the sound you heard, absolutely. But looking at this bramble wall, the whole thing kind of like undulates and pulses with magic, and like you get the sense that like if there were a hole punched in this, it would like immediately regrow, and like it's it's not a good because it's being like magically supported. But if you want to get down and really inspect it, I'll take a survival roll from you. But that'll involve like getting to the base of the shrub and like looking at it,
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Once some other people take their turns,
Cool.
I'll probably do that.
Solid.
Can I use survival to see if I know how to get rid of the poison?
You can. I believe retch is one of those things that you can do. I don't know if that's just poison or if that's what the fuck that is. I believe you can take an action that is retch to make make another save against it, basically.
Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Let me get
Is it making him sick? Is he in the sickened condition? Because that's what Retch does for sickened.
Enfeebled, clumsy. I'm just poisoned.
He's just poisoned.
Essentially, poison.
I think on his turn he gets a save anyway, so I think it's not unreasonable to just give him a chance to
action,
save.
so
Right, as we're moving into this space. So let me find the poison DC. Actually, we'll just do it manually. Just roll a fortitude save. You're trying to beat 28.
All right, I'm gonna keep a hero point, just in case.
Yeah, meet or exceed.
Do it again.
If you want to spend a hero point, you can absolutely spend a hero point.
So,
There you go. You move from one category of poisoned to the previous category of poisoned, because you were in level 2. So you back yourself up a level. You're back in level 1. You're no longer enfeebled, but you do still feel bad and are actively going to take. It's like a D6, but you are actively going to take a small amount of damage until this totally clears your system.
okay. Well, Reed was gonna go ahead and lay hands on him.
Cool. That's
On hands, not lay hands.
sounds good. Go ahead and cast his spell and do whatever he's got to fucking do for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, target. Cast spell. Cast.
What about? I'm gonna read that real quick. What about the rest of you guys? What are you guys doing here? Tesk and Simone, you're still kind of in the spider room. Are you guys backing up? Are you guys moving forward?
Where's the lizard, Simone? Where'd you see him? Why don't you check?
I'm not gonna fucking check. I'm gonna try to find a way around this bitch, and I'm gonna continue to the edge over here. I'm gonna walk in and then go this way.
Cool.
Lean back to the party and go. Simone and I are gonna go check ahead. You guys let us know if the lizard's still there.
Quick question, David. How long does slowed last? Am I perpetually slowed 1, or does that go away after some time?
Good question. I need to pull up my stat block on my boy. Give me just a moment, and I will answer that for you.
Yeah, no rush.
Normally, how it works is the number next to your name for slowed is the number of rounds you are slowed. So if it's slow 1, you're slowed for 1 round, and then it falls off.
I feel like if it was a spell, I feel like this was worse. I feel like this is worse than that, though.
It would say then, slowed 3 or whatever.
But then you lose all actions.
Yes, that would then, that's the idea, is that you're, the higher number, the worse the effect is. So if it's only slowed 1, then you just only lost 1 action.
Oh, okay.
But if you cast a spell on you again or whatever, then then there's a chance that you critically fail and then it's worse.
Yeah. So what I'm reading here is that your slowed effect was just for was just for a turn. So actually, I think you could have had both your actions on that last round of combat. That's my
Wouldn't
apologies.
have made a difference.
But fair warning, that effect is not the thing. Like whether or not you go to stage 2 has nothing to do with whether or not you're slowed. You know what I mean? It's like you are already the most vulnerable to that because you've succumbed to it.
I'm stage 1 currently.
Yeah, right.
So I feel different, but I have all my actions.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna say, yeah, you guys go check further. I'll stay here and keep an eye and ear out. I'm not feeling so good.
I don't know if we should split up, fool.
We need to stay together, Reed says.
Well, should we make sure that lizard's not coming up behind us?
And do you think that puto who isn't
Mic
feeling
off.
well is gonna protect us?
Well, if he's not feeling well,
You think we should have the person watch our rear who isn't feeling well?
no, I'm saying that we should make sure that he's not coming, and that the gentleman
on.
that's staying behind, if he's feeling ill, maybe we should make him feel better.
How do we make him feel better? I mean, look at him.
Well, I'm about to say when they look at you, Galfast, what do they see?
Let me think, because I'm slowed. I'm trying to think of what would I feel. Okay, you see me? I'm just moving very slowly. Like okay, I look like Joe Biden climbing downstairs right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There it
You're
is.
you're
There it
just
is.
tripping.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at him, fool. I think we should try to find a way around. And that's me yelling, I guess, since I'm fucking in the other room.
They're alive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're
I'm,
staying
Hey,
alive.
welcome.
I'm peeking around the corner, David, just so you know too.
Okay. Yeah, you peek around that corner, and like I said, most of this room is still full of cobwebs. But you did blow like this kind of like channel out, and kind of like a cone out from the end of this hallway for maybe like 10, 15 feet. What is immediately that you can see in that space is a stone statue with like bits of flaming web on it. Some kind of like metal brazier, like the big fire pots. And then there's like the rim of something that looks like it could be like a giant well, maybe. It's hard to tell from here.
I'm gonna go. Well,
Wow.
I guess I need to keep going down the fucking hall, fools. No, it's
Got
out to
past-
A-test.
Galfast turns to stone when you make that joke.
You instantly pass away. I don't feel good, Mr. Stark.
How did the
Make
basilisk
off.
disappear?
That's a good question. We don't know. I think he left.
What do you mean he left? Where'd he go?
Yeah, well, I'm going to point down the hallway. He's right down there. He's waiting for you. And I'll point down the hallway with the bell.
No,
It says-
no.
Hey,
He's not
Rowan.
even- Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Rowan, do lizards get bored?
Well, I think they might run off to protect themselves if I know that they let their tails fall off when they're in danger. Maybe maybe its tail fell off.
Do we see a tail?
Somebody go check.
I'll take that survival check from you now, Galfast.
Meaning I'm not going to go check.
Nose goes.
Mic on.
I've got my mic muted. You can't hear me. I will take that survival check from you, Galfast, if you want to know if there's a tail.
I'll do that. Okay, so Galfast looks over for a tail, and survival is one of these. Here it is.
Rowan, are you keeping your? I know it's only there for like a minute or something, but are you keeping your thorny wall up, or are you dropping that?
I will keep it up for now.
Okay.
Yeah, what do I think I see?
Yeah, so you walk over and you're like kind of inspecting the area. And if you remember correctly, when I described this entrance originally, there were like kind of like channels of stone where it was obvious like something had dragged its way through here, back and forth repeatedly. But that there were like smaller bits of stone which are kind of like pushed up against the sides. You're seeing like a bunch of those small pieces of debris, like right here where the basilisk was, and as you look at it, you can see a bunch of them like scattered in a cone, like heading back, and like a bunch of them like piled up against this wall from Arthur just like blowing an absolute fucking hole in this thing. And like it doesn't look like this creature doesn't look like it bleeds necessarily, but you do see like a trail of broken stone between like marble size and maybe like baseball sized pieces that kind of like disappear into the shrub wall here.
Okay. So no tail, but
But
looks
a
like
trail
you
of
made a
stone
ruckus.
that was not here a minute ago when you guys
Yeah.
came down, right?
Okay. Got it. I don't see a tail, but yeah, I think he left.
All right, we should regroup.
Simone, it's almost like Simone is telepathically listening to everyone. He's going to continue on down the.
You set us up, make everything go. He's going to turn around. He intuitively knows his
Yeah.
friends want to regroup. No, he's just going to keep fucking going.
Yeah. And so he's gonna look. He wants to look around the corner. Like he wants to put his back to the wall, not stealth, but he wants to like put his back to the wall for cover, I guess. To, like peer around the corner,
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check. It's probably appropriate here.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Well, he's
Yeah,
rolling
maybe-
that. I'm going to say to Reed, I just had an excellent idea.
Yeah, what's your idea?
Is your shield, is it mirror finished?
I'm gonna hold the shield up in front of him. I don't know. Do you see yourself? You see
don't know.
yourself.
You like pick a tooth out of your mouth and flick it.
I was going to say, we should use that to look around corners instead of looking around ourselves. Anyway.
Sure.
I think Simone's doing a perception check.
I did it.
How would you know he's not here?
Aaron, you have just accidentally discovered why the item mirror is in the player's handbook and has been since its original version out of the 70s.
Nice. This is groundbreaking.
Simone,
What is a flint and... Oh, sorry.
you stare around this corner. The cobwebs in here are really much too dense for you to make out any kind of distinguishing characteristics. It does look like the walls are like kind of broken, but it's difficult to tell to what extent, just because of how thick the webs are in here. But you are able to see that thing that you thought was a well initially in the center of the room is this huge, probably 20-foot across hole. It does look like a well. It's got a low wall that comes up around it, but it is, and it's obviously very old and made from the same stone work that a lot of the rest of this place is. But you can see that there's that.
Really, how well made is it? Well made is it? Meaning, I'm seeing it right here, and it looks like it's a deliberate piece of construction.
Oh, 100%. It was.
Okay,
it was constructed here. There's no runes around the side, and there's no maker's mark on it. But it is definitely like everything else here. It's obviously very old and made a long time ago, but made well enough that it's still standing an eon later, right?
What about the braziers on each side of it? What do those look like?
From here?
Because that's the first time I've ever seen something that looks like it's supposed to produce light in this area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. I as a DM really appreciate that anybody picked up on something like that, and I think it's no accident that it's the other DM that does. But yeah, all you can see from here with that roll is that there does appear to be something that's settled on the bottom of it, but there's too many cobwebs over the top to make out exactly what.
Gotcha. So I can make out the fact that it is a brazier, but I don't know what's in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just gonna yell back to ATS and be like, "Hey fool, there's a fucking brazier over here."
What does that mean?
Sure?
Yeah, that's right. You hold fire and shit.
Mic off.
Okay, yeah. I'll let everybody know. We should start going that way.
I mean, have you seen fire anywhere else down in this forsaken place, fool?
No, it's a great lead. And then I'll shout back to the party. Hey, Simone sees a brazier. Let's go.
What is that?
It's a thing. You put fire in it.
It's like a big sconch, fool.
Like a fireplace?
Like a big sconch.
So,
What would Reed say to that?
okay.
Okay, I'm
I don't know what that is.
synonyms for brazier.
Mic on.
Oh, I'm having a great time.
So,
Anyways, it means people might live over there or something. There's a reason to light it. They don't have dark vision. Maybe
He found some people?
No, just a sconce.
oh, there's people. Let's go. It must be a kind of race of people.
It's like a pail pot, fool.
Like a pail pot.
So we're not looking for the basilisk anymore.
It's like a scuttle vat, fool. I don't know what else to do.
He said there's a brazier. There's somebody in a brazier over there.
Reed's gone. Reed's gone.
I know. There's just a cloud in the shape of Reed standing where he was as he.
I know. Right? His jaw hits the floor and his tongue rolls out.
The
God.
wolf from the cartoons. Ho, 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 ho.
Wile E. Coyote.
Iomede's just shaking her head.
of
Hi,
here.
Omede doesn't know what's going on down here,
Oh, that's...
and I'm human. I'm only human.
Oh wow, okay.
Let's check the book.
I know,
Okay,
right? What does the
so-
book say?
That's a great question, David. What's the book say?
What does the book say about what? The book says a lot.
Can I have an attraction to women?
Yeah, you don't have to be celibate to be a good paladin. There are like married couples all over your holy city. Like it's a very normal thing.
But you have to be married first, right? Is that like a part of it? Like I don't know how
I mean,
Iomade works.
you know, like Iomade would. We're living. It's more. It's more.
Hang on, hang on.
It's more like the
Iomade-
feudal society where there's not a lot going on and people like want to celebrate shit. You know what I mean? It's not like an obligation. It's like we got nothing better to do, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right. The lore goes deep. All right, so we're so we're here. Simone's kind of like very cautiously peeking around this room. You are clear from from about here. You know, there's like an arc kind of where your fire has cleared stuff out, or Wilb's fire has cleared stuff out. But the rest of this place is still pretty full of cobwebs.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, are they coming, fool? And I'm talking to Atas.
I'll look
Mic
back.
off.
What do I see?
Hi.
Reed is coming, all right.
Oh yeah, they're coming. Reed figured it out one way or another. Let's go.
I was told
No,
there's
I'll start
somebody in a
walking.
brassiere.
Exactly.
Mic
Let's
on.
go.
And I'm gonna Will and we're gonna walk in.
You guys walk in, and like there's enough room for pretty much the whole party to kind of fill this space that Wilb's cleared out. But that's it. Like, and those of you on the outside edge are like, inches away from more of these huge spider webs that run the, that the thickest ones are like ship ropes. You know what I mean? Like through here, and it's all incredibly, it's very. Like if you tripped and fell in this stuff, there's a good chance that you would not be able to get back up on your own, right? Like it's very dense, and so
Like Shelob's web.
yeah, exactly,
That's
exactly.
what I'm kind of imagining.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking even, I don't know. Somebody knows how long Shelob has been there. I don't, but I'd be willing to wager these guys might have been here longer. So
Gotcha.
So there is,
so-
so there's all this stuff here.
I'm gonna look at Atas and just be like, all right, fool, take care of it. Then I'm gonna like sit back on my heel and just kind of like start whistling, looking at my nails.
This is the portal, then, right?
No.
Well, first is kind of a problem here, right? Like,
Mic
when I look
off.
around, there's fucking spider webs everywhere. Like, aren't you
Alright.
the guy that does fire and shit? Like, can't
Yeah.
you just, fucking take care of this? Isn't this like
we
nothing
Mic
to
on.
you?
got it. All right, I'll cast ignition on a spider web that's not like across the room, but kind of like maybe these right here, the ones that are like between these pillars.
Yeah, cool. I can see that. And as you cast ignition, it's not the kind of thing where it like the breath weapon, it blows the fucking, area clear. But as you like ignite this stuff, the flames do like begin to catch and like burn, because the breath weapon like almost like blows itself out because of the velocity it has. You're just kind of like creating spot fires, so you like create a spot fire here and it like starts to burn some of the spindles away. It like breaks in the middle. It like swings, in two different directions. One of those swings like catches some of the cobwebs farther back of the room, and this room is like slowly starting to ignite and fill with smoke and flame.
So you're like one of those guys doing like the safety burns, like that little canister that they walk around the field with.
Can never be too safe.
I was gonna say, is it filling with enough smoke and flame that we should be concerned?
Like it's it's
There's
enough.
a big hole in the ground.
It's enough to start coughing. It's and to obscure an already difficult to see situation. But it is not like life threatening. You're not going to have to make con saves for it. But it is like adding to the visibility issues for sure.
And I'm gonna tell the rest of the party and be like, I think these webs are too thick even for that dumbass lizard that we found. I'm like,
So yeah,
I'm,
let's
like,
burn
looking
all
around
of them so we can get in here behind us.
Kythar, are you watching behind us? I see your character's like in the other room.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm making sure the lizard doesn't come back.
Okay. All right. So we do have a rear guard, and it shows that you're still poisoned. Are you still poisoned?
He is still low level poisoned. He has to make one more
Yeah,
save.
Okay, can I do that now?
You can do that now, but you do have to take the damage from the last poison
1d6,
round.
right?
It might be a d6 plus. Give me just a second.
Poison.
Poison.
Yeah, it's a d6 plus 2.
The meat, the cherries, the fruit, and the bats.
Okay, so you take 5 damage from the last quote unquote round, and now go ahead and try and make your save again.
Nice.
And you save. So you are no longer poisoned. I will remove that from your character as you focus all of your fucking might and willpower, vomit a little bit as you are familiar. It's just like another night out at the bar. It's just a different kind of poison you're purging from your body.
Hey, I do not puke often.
Oh, Kythar doesn't. He holds it. He never pukes. He's got that reputation down at the tavern.
Puke free since '93.
I love that. Okay, cool. So you are no longer poisoned, Kythar.
Cool.
And this little circle, Tyler, represents the radius of your flame that is definitely growing. It won't grow in the direction you guys are in because there's no more webs there anymore, but it will kind of grow back and over the hole and
I'll go start a couple more fires.
Cool.
Yeah,
if you're consciously burning through this, and I don't need to play the circle game. Every once in a while, you guys just like are a little bit. You go extra cautious, and so it's like if you want to do that, we can do that. But you cast ignition a couple of times. It takes probably like 5 or 10 minutes to like effectively burn out everything in this room. But it's a cantrip. No rolls required. With enough time, a test can burn his way through any room or corridor with these kinds of spider webs in them. As he does so, and the smoke begins to clear, you guys... There's a couple... First weird thing. Smoke appears to be being sucked into this fucking giant hole in the ground. Is the first bit. Second bit, there are 3 other braziers in like a square pattern around the hole. Fourth thing that becomes revealed are the stone countertop altars, which obviously are and have been bloodstained long ago. There are 2 more, kind of chambers going down, which are still full of these cobwebs. And you guys are now standing in this room, which obviously had some kind of ceremonial purpose with this statue and this hole and these braziers and these altars. And there's still webs blocking the other ways out. What would you guys like to do from here?
So, Tess, how does it work?
Yeah, leader. What the fuck we do here, fool?
I don't think
Can
this
I
is
jump
the
in?
portal. Is it? No.
Just go right in. How do you not know, fool? I mean, this looks pretty portally to me. That looks
I've
like
been here burning the webs for 2 minutes, and frankly, I haven't had much time to study it yet. I don't know what it does. What are those things? Smo, why don't you go check out the stuff across the room?
Sir, yes, sir.
Everybody else, look for something interesting, and then
Yeah, I'm gonna lean over to Reed as I catch up, and I'm gonna say, where was the brazier? I didn't. Am I late?
I don't know. I feel like I've been lied to. I feel like I've been lied to
It's
this
not
entire
here?
time. I've been told there's a portal. I've been told we have a guide. It's just coming up.
I'm gonna get
Coming up
uncomfortably close to Reed. I'm gonna get right up in your ear, and I'm gonna say, there better be somebody in a brazier.
You feel his hot breath on the side of your head.
I'm gonna nudge him, and I'm gonna say, I bet if you get Kythar drunk enough, you could put him in one.
You think?
Why don't you try?
Yeah, and as I say that, Banjo's gonna snicker.
Do a crafting roll to make a brazier out of spider webs.
No roll required. If you want a spiderweb brazier, you can have a spiderweb brazier. I'll just give that shit to you.
Did you prep for that? Did you prep for this?
No, Rowan's over here.
You lift up the brazier and find a pile of braziers underneath it that it's been set upon.
Oh, this place used to be a whorehouse.
There's one like hanging off the edge of one of them.
Fuck.
You better watch out because when we play our silly one shot, it's gonna be shit like that just nonstop. 24. It's just everything's gonna be unhinged.
I'm gonna do a investigation on these platforms right here. You know, they kind of remind me of the drow platforms a little bit, just because just at a quick tertiary look, looks like there's some sort of like liquid on it or something. And since we've been kind of dealing, or like maybe dried or old liquid, who knows, stains, there's some sort of stain, I mean, it's just say.
Yes.
With how the drow have kind of been in some of the prisons that we've gone through, it kind of, makes me think of that. So I'd like to do a investigation.
Cool. Go ahead and roll your investigations. Is anybody else looking at or into anything specific or taking any kind of action they want to declare?
Could I be doing passive perception checks for?
It's called.
I want to be. Is it called seek?
Yeah, when you're doing seek is an action to where you scan the area, creatures or objects. It's like a specific thing. It's a specific action.
I'll add that. I'm going to be seeking, primarily listening for any noise. I feel like this is a pretty quiet place. So anything coming from either of the tunnels, I would hope would echo a little bit. So that's specifically what I'm seeking.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your seek.
Okay, I will do that as soon as
The GM attempts a single secret perception check for you and compares it against the results.
Just make it blind. Just make it blind.
Stealth creatures. Sure. I'll just do perception then. Sure. Right there. And make a blind general. Aha.
Nice.
I already know I got a huge, super big roll.
Is it perception when you seek?
Yes, probably. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
While you're making your roll, no, go ahead. Read.
Could we pitch you one?
Yeah, that's what this space is for. Please, yeah.
So, I want to do.
Mic off.
I want to do a religion check. Just walking around looking either religious
Mic
artifacts.
on.
I know we're mostly probably surrounded by occultist stuff, but I'm gonna do my best anyway.
Go ahead and
any
roll.
artifacts
This is appropriate for that. Yeah, roll it.
Mic off.
Is that public or private?
Mic on.
Private. All knowledge is private.
Got it.
Or blind, rather.
Shit. I'm sorry.
Because private means you can see it. Blind means you can't see it. But I can. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so in order, Simone, you and Wilb are in this space. I'm gonna expand out your. I know you were just looking at these altars. Yeah, I know investigate's a real action. I'm gonna take a liberty here. Wilb is pretty intently, surveying these altars, these stone counters, and with Wilb's heightened cat nose, he's able to, identify these stains as old bodily fluids. He's not even comfortable calling it blood. It's just this is stuff that came out of things that were alive, and some of those things were nasty fucking things. And he's looking at the layers of it, and it is baked into and run along every single crack and crevice on every surface. It's all over the floors, going all the way back to the fucking hole. There's a bunch of it along the rim of the hole itself. And then the other thing that you guys are noticing as you're kind of looking around this room and this space, is that now that all the cobwebs have been burned off the top, you can see that the braziers are full of, they're still full of ash. And it has like a very distinctive like purple hue to it. Let me see here. Galfast is keeping his eyes and ears open, and he swears he can hear the sound of like a giant's footprints, like a kind of like a rhythmic, regular thumping, maybe a crunching sound. But it comes at like regular intervals. It's super quiet. It's super distorted, and he can't even he doesn't even know if it's from the basilisk specifically. But there is something making some noise in these tunnels somewhere.
Could I walk up to each opening and do the thing where I'm gonna listen to see if I can tell definitively which chamber it's coming from?
As you're because they're still investigating. It is the bell chamber is where it is coming from. That noise.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say. Is it getting louder or is it too hard to tell?
As you get closer to the bell chamber, it gets louder, and as you go back down the hallway towards where the spiders and your friends are, it gets quieter. So you know it's down there, but it really depends on how much farther down that walkway you're willing to go.
I'm not. So I'm gonna say. So I think something's coming after us. Slowly. And I'd like to, however long. I'm not going to move any further. I'm going to hold an action. If I see something coming, I would like to react. The moment I see something, step around.
Yeah, love that. Where are you would you physically place yourself where you're doing that, please?
Oh yeah. I kind of like where I am, so I'm going to be like right on this edge, like peeking over.
Cool, love that. The only other roll that I have to resolve is Reed's, who rolls his religion check. Reed, you're walking around this space. And this is like 100% a space that was used for a specific religious experiment. You're like looking at this statue, and it's not a human statue. It's like a pile of tentacles. You know what I mean? It's like the Pokemon Tentacool if he were coming out of a horror movie, right?
Would you describe it as Cthulhu, our Lord and Savior?
No, Cthulhu's got like a face. There's no fucking face on this thing. It's just a bunch of like interwoven, like kind of like earthworm style ridged like tentacles.
Okay.
And like occasionally there'll be like a mouth or an eye somewhere on them, but it does appear to be like random and there's no like function to it. And you have been taught about these specifically. Like this is one of the gods that fought in wars that were ancient during Iomede's time. Like Iomede would have considered this thing an old god.
The ancient wars of the ancient time.
Right. And like there's not a ton of information about them. Except that they are real big on sacrifice, and they are known to be particularly like cruel and manipulative.
Hey, Tess, did you figure anything out yet?
Not yet. Not this second. No, and then I'll cast detect. Why?
Oh, it's a good thing I remembered something then.
Oh, what'd you remember?
We're in a really bad spot. I'm gonna point to the pile of worms and tentacles, and this is an old god, mean and malicious, and very keen on sacrifice. So if you're planning to work this portal, if it is a portal, or wherever we are, a lot of people died here. What'd you figure out?
That's a great lead there, Reed. I don't know. I haven't figured anything out yet. I think you've probably figured out more than I have. And then I'll cast Detect Magic.
And as you're just like pinging around this place, the braziers all come up as magic. Both the items themselves and the ash in them, like the braziers themselves and the ash in them. The hole appears to radiate magic. The statue appears to radiate magic. The stone altars appear to radiate magic, and the fucking walls appear to radiate magic as well. And as the last bits of the spider webs kind of like burn off of those, you can see that the like brokenness of the walls is because there are about like 35 or 40 different like also tentacles that are made of stone and not moving, but are like they're almost like roots. Like they come in and out of the walls and like go into the ceiling and the floors, and they just like are fucking like all over. And a bunch of them are like broken off, and like don't have the like tips on them anymore. And there's some that were obviously like a loop at one point where the chunk has come out the middle, and now it's kind of like a C. But all of those also radiate magic, a very ancient magic, a very evil magic, and like. This place is, there's no other word for it. This place is saturated. Like its original use was so like took so much magical energy. Like there are like one or two places in the entire College of the Arcane Arts that would leave this kind of concentration after being like unused for an eon, It's highly unusual and honestly, somewhere between exciting and scary, I'm probably for a task to just be standing here.
Yeah,
radiation.
Yeah. It's a very good. It's like magical radiation. It's a very good way to describe it.
Would I be able to tell if I thought this was the portal with my?
I will take an occultism check for that specific level of information.
All right.
You got it. I believe in you. If you're their true leader, you'll know this answer.
This is a portal, but it is not one that you ever want to go through.
Let's do it.
Okay. So Rita, I agree. This place is like seeping with evil, evil magic in the walls, in the everything, literally everything. But
David,
I don't think this is our portal.
Does it just seem dormant?
You don't even. Do you have detect magic as a spell?
No.
Then Tess got all that from his detect magic.
So a Tess wouldn't know either if it was lying just dormant or if.
I mean, it's magical. I wouldn't say. I mean, yeah, it is. It's dormant. It's not actively doing magic. But I think we should just move on through here. I don't think there's anything positive that could be gained by trying to use this portal.
I 100% agree. Yeah, let's get out of here.
This is the wrong room. Should we keep going?
Well, I think we kind of knew when we got here, like before we went, down in here, that this wasn't exactly the place we needed to be.
What do you
Where
mean?
You're the one that brought us here, fool. What do you mean this isn't the place? Yeah, we followed you, fool.
There's a different room we need to be in?
Yeah, possibly. I think I don't think this is the portal we're looking for.
Okay.
These aren't the droids we're looking for?
If looking down the portal, what do I see down there?
Blackness.
Is there like a skeleton with a helmet on I could like knock down?
Yeah, I mean 100%. There's like bits of stone that you could absolutely drop down there, and you hear it and as you release it, you hear it like clatter off the side a couple of times, and you never hear it hit the bottom.
That's
I'm gonna advise.
No, fool, wait for it. It's still going down. Wait.
I'm counting.
You get up to 117.
117. Never forget.
MIA. Okay.
Uh,
All right. Where's
I would
the?
be like, whatever they did here, it involved lots of bodily fluids and looks like being dragged into this hole. So I would imagine for that this isn't our portal, unless you want to be sacrificed.
Sacrifice.
Listening as I leave my position on the far side of the wall. Are the steps substantially louder, or are they still just kind of the same rhythmic?
Same rhythmic thumping. No change.
Okay. If we're quiet, I think it won't come after us. I don't know.
Define
You
if
know-
we're quiet. We're
Okay, well,
rolling
don't-
into stealth.
All right, it's not a bad idea.
Um.
Yep, we could either go forward in stealth or keep going the way we're going.
We can't
Um,
go forward in stealth, fool. How are you gonna get through the spider webs?
Slowly.
You'll be stuck in these spider webs, puto. There's no way for you to get through them without burning them out. What do you mean slowly?
I know that all these guys are tall, including Simone. Does it look like I can make it through without burning it out? Like a man of my stature?
I mean, yes, anybody could make it, but not just like you couldn't just like pick your way through. You'd have to cut your way through.
Okay, I can cut quietly. What's the big deal?
Because then what's gonna happen, fool, is that you're gonna get into a pickle, and then we can't go in there to help you.
So we're
Without
back
burning
to
everything behind you.
burning the cobwebs.
I'm gonna get uncomfortably close to Simone and say,
I would kill for a pickle right now.
and I'm like spit as I say pickle.
What's your deal, fool? You've been really getting in our faces today.
I think he's just getting comfortable with us.
Yeah.
I say we burn it out and throw Kythar in there. That's my fucking. He
What did
seems
I
to be,
do?
no, I'm saying he seemed to be
Just-
doing all the bashing, fool.
Tell them there's something to smash in there, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we just burn the cobwebs and send Kythar at whoever doesn't get burned. I mean,
I don't
you
like
are the
that plan.
smasher, right, fool? I saw what happened
I
what
don't
you
like-
did to the spiders.
They were asking for it.
And so whatever's doing the thumping over there is asking for it too, fool. Didn't you hear
Only
that?
if I could take Will.
All right, well,
It's Will will go with you.
I look at Will. Is that true?
And Will just kind of does that. I think he just kind of
Yeah.
shrugs.
all right, well, let's go
Kaitar
then.
is still looking down the hallway. Does Kaitar say anything?
Which hallway? The hallway? No, there's nothing. Empty room. Stairs.
Oh, and whoever goes first, before we go around a corner, I think we should use Reed's. Reed should be near the front to check with his shield.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
I have reason to believe that one of us will be turned to stone if not.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will need to know where you guys are going, and your marching order, I guess.
I guess which hall do we want to go down, guys? You want to go
Get
to
ready for
down the
another
one on
30-minute fight. Just kidding. I'm gonna look at A-Task and be like, leader, where do we go?
Consultant, really expert consultant. We should go this way.
You
Oh.
detect
No
more
point.
magic down one of the
What,
hallways?
Yeah, in your consultant view, why this way?
I don't like long hallways. This one looks a little shorter.
That's a good point.
They always bum me out.
Really?
You can see where you're going, but you can't quite get there as fast as you want.
So you're a puto of more immediate gratification, is what I'm hearing.
All right, so it sounds like
One
Reed's,
might say.
it sounds
Yeah.
like Reed's in the front. I'm just moving you so I can line you up. Reed's in the
Yeah.
front. Galfast is probably near him somewhere.
I'm probably 2 or 3 back. I'm still a little
Dang, dude.
I'm a little shook up, you know.
Okay, who's behind Reed?
Will be behind Reed.
Will was behind Reed. Who's behind Will?
Simone
we
is
need
behind Will.
a fire guy somewhere, right?
A Tesk has to be able to
That's-
like see
yeah.
stuff to ignite it. Yeah.
You also have your
Yeah,
boy over
I'll
here.
I'll go up behind Will.
Okay, there's room for both of you. You can absolutely both line up, you and Simone.
Roan will go behind
Sorry.
them.
Great. Leaves Galfaster way farther back than 2 or 3, so maybe standing next to Rowan.
Perfect.
And Kythar and Arthur bring up the rear.
In the rear with the gear.
Yeah, I was gonna have Arthur in the rear.
Okay, cool. Then Kythar can be in front of him. I'm just going to move you, Kythar, so that I know what position you're in for marching order, because we're going to take a break. So let's be back at 8:30, ready to proceed. I'll see you guys then.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Making dumb noises while I go live. We're live. Okay, great. Okay. So you guys have, like, started the process of clearing out this, or maybe not even clearing out, just exploring this ancient site that was supposed to be, you know, the location of some ancient teleportation magic. And so far, it has been the home to giant ogre spiders, a basilisk trying to turn you to stone, and this evil as fuck sacrificial room that does definitely have a portal in it, but it's the kind of portal that you throw a sacrifice in, and so is it really the kind of thing that you guys want to jump into? Plus, you know, I heard the word dormant get thrown around. You know, there's the possibility that you know, though there is still magic flowing through the stuff, it's dormant. There's something making some like rhythmic thumping sound, you know, deeper into these chambers somewhere. And, you know, Reed is at the front of the party here with his legendary shield, tower shield that has this mirrored surface that he can use to just kind of like angle and look around corners without like looking at them, you know, himself directly. Is there any, you know, is there any kind of strategy you guys are going to take? Or are you just going to kind of like, there's still these super thick webs, Reed? So I guess I'll start with what's your plan to get through the webs? Are you relying on a tesk to burn them? Are you cutting your way through? What are you guys doing? And talking's always free.
Hey, Tess, don't you think you should burn through these? Might be easier. Don't you have that spark?
I do, as long as you don't have something else like a web walk or I don't know, some other magic that maybe ruins.
Oh, that's right. I
My
do have
God.
web walk. I can walk through webs. I'm just kidding. I can't web walk.
You got me.
All right, well, let's burn him then.
Was that sarcasm?
I know, roll me a performance check.
Sure.
Nat
20.
No, funny. Atesk is floored by how charismatic you are. No, but on the real, Atesk, so you are casting Ignite periodically and, like, slowly burning your guys' way down these paths?
That is correct.
Cool.
I guess it'll be like, I guess that what we can do is, like, if we can peek around the corner without having to burn something, then we'll do that. If, like, burning is an absolute
I mean,
last
you can always peek around a corner, but the simple fact of the matter is, if you're trying to peek down a hallway that you have not yet burned the cobwebs out of, you're going to see a hallway full of cobwebs. Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, it's one of those things where you can do both, you know what I mean? You can be extra cautious, look around the corner first, see mostly cobwebs, have him burn it, you know, glance as you go, like, no big deal there. I'm going to move you, Reed, kind of just from, like, point to point as you get where stuff is happening here. So, you know, you kind of come to this section, you can see through these webs that there is a door, which is shut, and then the hallway kind of continues off to the right. Reed, where are you directing a Tesk to burn? Or are you just gonna have him burn it all out and clear as you go? Like, what's your plan?
I'm just gonna look back at everybody and go, there's a door directly ahead of us, or we can keep going to the right. And we can clear the right while the rear checks the door.
Wait, what do we the rear checks the door? What the fuck?
Then I
You're the
become
one with
the
the
rear.
shield.
Then
I thought you got to do something, puto.
He has the shield.
You have the hammer.
No.
Okay. Then I guess we'll check the doorway.
Okay, so a Tesk, are you still just burning where Reed is pointing, essentially?
Yeah.
Cool. You guys make your way up to the doorway. Will kind of like fills the space in the middle there.
Hell yeah, he does.
And this door does also appear to be locked, as most of these doors have been.
Did every puto lock the door on their way out? Shit.
They've been robbed too many times, apparently.
Is that a body?
Yeah, 100% that is a body. And as these webs are burning away, you're seeing that the walls still have those like giant worms of stone, those like tentacles, those like they're like kind of cracked apart by them. You're seeing bodies, but these bodies are like dry husks of bodies rather than the like stony remains that you've seen. Like they look different than the basilisk statues, right? And they have been like long since desiccated and like entombed in the spider web.
The wound where my my marrow was being sucked out through starts aching.
Sympathy pains.
Yeah.
I can try and break down this door, but I don't know if that's a good idea. If anybody has
Wilb is going to use his breath weapon in a 60-foot line in front of down the hallway.
To like clear the hallway.
That's correct.
Yeah, I will say that with the force that he does so, everything that he can see right now is cleared, as is a significant portion of both the hallway to the left and to the right from there. Because it has nowhere to go, right? Like, as he's blowing it, it just, like, it hits stone and it just, like, goes in whatever direction. There's no resistance, so it just kind of, like, fills 60 feet of hallway is kind of what I'm saying here. So, yeah, 100%. You burn through it. You're able to see that, like, that this, like, cracked stonework continues with these, what at this point are, like, hundreds, if not, like, thousands of feet of whatever this, like, stonework, earthworm thing is that's, like, weaving in and out of the walls and shit. Occasionally there's a desecrated husk. But what you see specifically on this one is that kind of like in a row along the wall at the bottom on both sides, running all the way back, are giant spider eggs, which are now like on fucking fire and like crackling with flame. You see like one or two of the bigger ones like break, and there's just 1,000 little tiny spiders that come out of it that are all like instantly ignited and like burned up as they like scamper away, looking like a bunch of like burnt fleas just fucking like springing out of these like football ostrich egg, maybe bigger sized spider eggs, and I mean hundreds of them going down the walls.
So it's gonna be like, die, putos, burn.
Could I do a check while they're doing that? Or can I look at something?
Yeah, 100%. What's up?
The tentacles that are going through the walls, looking at them closer, do they look like they were sculpted like their statue? Or looking closely, does it look like it's been turned to stone?
Roll a perception. Unless you have another skill or that you want to pitch me. But I want to roll. I want this to be roll based.
Perception would be the highest.
Great, give me that. They, are also old and broken and chipped themselves. So a lot of the like detail work is missing. But in all the places where they connect to the walls, to the ceilings, to the floors, the like flagstone that makes up the dungeon, the building itself, the structure itself, is like broken and cracked in a way that stands in contrast from the rest of the floor in like every single instance. So, you're unable to tell if they were carved or if they were something that was turned to stone, but like it looks to you like these walls were here first and then this stuff happened.
And if I understand correctly, it's going through it, right?
Yeah, it's like I don't know how to describe it. There's like
roots going through.
Like roots.
Pipe kind of thing.
Yeah. Like roots going through, where occasionally one will come from the ceiling and then disappear into the wall. It'll come back out of the wall and make a U, but that U is broken because it's made out of stone and somebody's like hit it at some point in the middle. You know what I mean? It's like one of those fucking kind of things, and it's just like all over the fucking walls and floors. And these things have thicknesses, from they're about as they were hard to see at first because they're about as wide around as the web the thickest strands of web were. And so, but like as especially like this fire is burning through all this stuff, and Wilb's fire breath kind of burns it all away instantly and cleanly. It gives you a really great view, and you can see that like the walls were here first, and then these came, but how they came is unknown to you.
Cool. Interesting.
Okay, what are you guys? Reed, what are you doing with this door?
Having no input from anybody else, I'm gonna try and break down the door.
Give me an athletics check.
Assuming it looks like something I can actually break down.
Yeah, I mean, it took two of you to break down. You were actually the third person to break down the other door. They're relatively sturdy, but you might be able to do it on your own. You're a strong guy.
Let's give it...
Wilb is going to continue moving down the hallway with Simone in tow.
Yeah, just scoot him.
It's a 40.
Yeah, on a 40, you absolutely can. It's not one of those things where you blow the door off its hinges. Go ahead and stop at the intersection there. You on a 40, you don't blow this door off its hinges, but you do like crack it from the deadbolt system, and like the stone on the inside like blows out, and the door swings open.
That's actually perfect because it's still operational then. Sort of.
This room is untouched by spider webs. There's a super thick layer of dust over everything, and it's just a fucking mess. There's just a bunch of like rusty, like restraint equipment, and like bones and bits of person just fucking everywhere. But this, if you had to guess, nobody's been in this room in hundreds of years.
I'm gonna close the door. And then I'm gonna catch back up with these guys. Nothing to see there.
It's an empty room, fool. No, actually, sorry. Someone's going to be like, whoa, you got here quick. What'd you find?
Nothing. Nothing. No braziers.
No braziers. Oh, man.
Wilb's going to continue to the end of the hall then.
Cool. Sounds good. From here, the spider webs are blown out enough to see that there's another room, and then a long, like, chamber hallway that you lose inside of the spider webs at some point.
Gotcha.
Can you do your breath thing again?
I'm gonna be like, I can, because it's only supposed to be like 2.
Yeah, I saw it's a D4 worth a round or D3 worth a round. So yeah, we'll just you can just use it for free as you go through this space, assuming it takes you 10 seconds or so to walk down every hall. It's like
So Simone's gonna be like, I'm gonna go meet Wilb and I and whoever. I saw there's like a little doorway over here, but I also want to see what's like down the other hallway. Does anybody want to, volunteer to go down that other hallway, fool?
I can go down the other hallway. If somebody can burn the cobwebs.
All right, Reed. I'll go with you.
Fuck it, I'm in.
All like upset.
Oh man.
Been doing this all day, okay.
I love this. Will you guys go? Are you guys trying to get into this room here? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, essentially.
You guys are in luck. That particular door is unlocked.
Hell yeah.
As you open it, it is pretty obvious why. It doesn't really have. It's like a general use space. There's like some real fucking old like plates and silverware and stuff, but it's the equivalent of finding like medieval silverware where it's like a fork that only has 2 fucking prongs and like it looks archaic even to you kind of thing. In this fantasy world you can tell that it's archaic, and then like bags and boxes that have like disintegrated into nothing but like a few of the original like fibers and splinters that they were. A couple of like big pots, deep with rust, with like big serving platters and like saucepans and things scattered around, with 2 of these like, I don't know what to call them, but Simone would probably consider themselves like drow style like floor cooking sections, you know. But you know, an otherwise empty room.
Gotcha. You said all like the stuff in there is like disintegrated.
Yeah,
There's no like
super old fucking place. There's nothing fun here. It's
I'm gonna tell Rowan. I'll be like, hey, come over here real quick, Rowan.
Oh, all right. And Rowan will go over there.
And I'm gonna show you the inside. I'm like, do you see anything here that's like useful to you?
He'll head in there, and I will do. I'll just. I'll do just a survival check to see if there's anything useful that we.
cool. Yeah, give me that roll, bud. On a 28, you find a couple of like bone, like horns that could be used as like either powder flasks or like drinking horns, stuff that you know that like would have survived the test of time kind of thing. But as you're like kind of like sifting through some of the like rubble and the debris, you like pull like a pile of some kind of like, you know, maybe it was like a burlap sack kind of thing that just like crumbles in your hand as you're peeling it back. But behind it, your heart almost like leaps into your throat as for like one of the first times down here, you see like a little bit of like mold, a little bit of like fungus, little like some sign of like life, that there is a natural process that exists even in these like dark and isolated places. Like whatever was in these containers, you know, fed this little organism for however long, and as you like pull this kind of like mush back, you just, you know, see another living thing that is not your party or trying to kill you for the first time in quite a while.
So he's gonna get down low to it and go, "Oh, well, hello there, little friend. Well, be well." And then he's just gonna head back to Simone and just go, "Well, there's not much of anything in there. It looks like an old, nice, dank storeroom."
I'm gonna go to Rowan and be like, hey, Rowan, just to let you know, I understand you, you know, fucking like the, you know, the friends of the, you know, the nature and stuff, but spiders and I do not get along, fool. And I just want to let you know, any spider that's hostile towards me, I'm probably gonna kill it, fool.
Oh, that's fine. If you gotta kill something in self-defense, that's okay. Just don't, you know, no wanton killing of my friends.
No, what, fool? I've never heard of that word before. Wonton? What is that, fool?
What?
I've never heard that dialect.
Oh, it's a nice dish.
Someone's gonna give you a puzzled look and go, okay, fool.
If you say so, I guess.
And then he's gonna walk back and be like, yeah, we found nothing.
You find that the other three have like burned their way down the hallway. There are a few more of these like egg sacs, and a couple more of these like desecrated husks. You actually find a pile of them like piled on top of one of the egg sacs, like almost like looking like a prepared first meal for these things whenever they come out. but this hallway terminates at the end here. So let's move you down here. That terminates at the end here with a huge stone door that has this like giant 3D effigy of the same like crazy tentacle worm thing. But this is definitely supposed to be its like quote unquote face, because the tentacles just like kind of make a vaguely face-ish shape, and it's just this like huge fucking stone door with an effigy of Mr. Ancient Tentacle God.
What's the gif of Mad Max? He points. He's like, "That's a trap." How grand is this? Like, how large is the door?
Door's
Is
10,
this like
10
a
feet.
big
Yeah, door's 10
crazy-
feet across and probably as tall or taller. So they're like huge. It's a huge door.
Gotcha. So this is like obviously either like some sort of main chamber or something of like significance, right? Like from what just kind of guessing.
That's the vibe for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting.
yeah.
I'm gonna be.
Everybody's
like,
all at the end of the hallway, just fucking.
I thought we were. I'm gonna surpass them, and I'm gonna go up to it. I'm assuming I'm gonna detect magic as well, and just confirm that this, if there's any more, if there's a higher concentration of like evil magic coming from this. Like,
there is
door.
not a higher concentration of it, but it is equal to the low kind of base level that exists in, you know, like even the walls of this place. Maybe slightly higher, but like not in any kind of you know, I think that somebody hit the nose on the head earlier. Is like you get a very like kind of ceremonial vibe off of this. You get a very like whatever's behind this door is important or was important
Hit
to
the
whoever
nose
built
on
this
the
place, right? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna be like, all right, fool. Let's go on in. This looks like a teleporter room.
Didn't you think it could be trapped? I'm not falling for another one.
I mean, it could be trapped. Does anybody know how to check for that?
I think Kythar is experienced in disabling traps.
Kythar, you know how to disable traps, fool?
No.
He can disable them by running into them.
Yeah, you smashed them last time. Isn't that your... What do you mean?
I'm gonna go ahead and pick up what's the name again? I'm gonna pick up Ranger? That's not right.
It defaults to
I'm
Ranger.
about to say he's
Galfast.
Galfast. I'm gonna pick up Galfast and throw him at the door.
I cut Kythar's throat.
If you're actively trying to like grab a party member and throw them, Reed is gonna stop you.
Fucking Kythar reaches out for Galfast, who like takes a half step back and like bears fucking steel, and Reed just like immediately steps between the two of them.
We don't throw friends.
Yeah, we also don't let friends check traps when they don't know how to work them.
Just try opening the door then.
My apologies. I thought that was one of your special skills.
I'm not that type of special.
Well, you're wearing a helmet, so...
Reed just says, fuck it, I'm that type of special, and goes to open the door.
Reed goes up, pushes on the door. It does not budge immediately, but as you like pull your hand back and, you know, like turn your shoulder in, like, well, here we go again. You know, it's like you get kind of like turned sideways, and the entire fucking like hallway begins to like low level, you know, like when you're laying in bed and you're like, was that an earthquake? I think that was an earthquake. You know what I mean? Like not a real hard tremor, but it does begin to shake. You know, there are like bits, like strands of the burning spider web, which begin to like kind of like sway back and forth, hanging off these different like tendrils. You know, a little bit of one of them, kind of like a small stone, just like blink, like falls off the end. As this door begins to like descend into the floor. You stone scraping on stone as this thing like descends into the floor, and what is behind it is this chamber that is like multi-layered and is like the rest of this place is on crack. Like the level of like the serpentine fucking like chamber bits where there's just like all these crazy ass fucking like tentacles all over the place. There's another closed doorway to your left, and to your right it's an open archway which has a like strong like super sharp bright purple light that is like emanating from it, and you hear like a crackling sound coming from there as well, and
Does it sound like the portal that we were with? Like, does it look familiar?
This does not look familiar. The sound definitely could be a portal. Magic users in the hallway, because once this door comes down, and people can hear this, can probably hear that the crackling is like magical in nature, and yeah, and that's pretty much it. But there's this like big fucking pillared chamber in the middle with like this crazy shit all over the place, with a like closed doorway on the left and an open archway to the right that you can't see down from where you're at, but has this like purple light coming out of it. Let me go back to where we fucking were. What the fuck did I call it? I called it like a dungeon or something. I'm getting to the point where I need to have a better organization system for all my maps because I have a number of them.
Yeah, I had folders and all that bullshit.
Okay, so you can see the chamber. It's not at all correct for what it is. It's just, what I could do with the map making software. But that is what lies before you. This is the like open archway with the purple light coming through it, and then this is the other like stone door that is the same like size and effigy of the door that you're walking through now, right?
Simone and Will walk in and immediately see that purple light, and it's like, that must be the teleporter, fool. And I'm gonna start heading over there with Will.
You guys walk through this space, down a tunnel, corridor, and into this huge open antechamber, which has these like purple crystals, which are super overgrown, just like all over the fucking ceiling, floors, walls. Some of them are like bigger around than Wilb's fucking torso. And they are absolutely like floor to ceiling, like growing all the way up against this like ancient magic circle that they're not encroaching on or growing into. And in the center of that is this like, probably no bigger than like a crystal ball, this like purple stone, which has these like huge veins of like electrical magical energy, which are arcing like between all the crystals in this room. You know what I mean? Like it's not really interacting with the circle. It's arcing back and forth between like all the crystals that are on like the ceiling and stuff. But it almost looks like those little like energy balls that you like touch the edge of and then all the lines go to you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
know
like
exactly.
it's like one of those but this whole room, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
As we're walking up, I'm gonna look at a task and say, okay, but how do we know where it goes? How do you change where we want it to go? A task.
That's a really good question. This is the teleporter that
Yeah.
I was envisioning in my head, not the creepy one in the other room.
And you know how to drive it, right?
You wanted me to find it. You wanted me to find it, and we
You're the
found
teleporter guy.
We found the teleporter.
You
My
forgot.
job here is done.
My job here is done.
I know. A desk is back there shaking, fucking putting his hands together, like, "Well, there it is. We found it. All right."
Does it test?
Just staring straight at Simone.
Don't you carry books? Wouldn't this be one of your books?
I do. I'm gonna need a minute to figure this one out, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Then
Well,
go ahead.
why? We were like, why do we want to change it? Just get the fuck out of here, fool.
Where does it go?
I don't know.
We'll figure out there when we
It
get
goes
there.
to a different.
I agree. I'm actually agreeing to Kythar here. We'll figure it out when we get there. Why fuck with it if it's working? You might just turn it off, fool. I can't be in here anymore.
Well, how do we know it's working?
I thought it was gonna start.
This is our guy. This is our guy.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome.
Matesk, I do have a question. When you said you came from the School of the Arcane Arts, were you like a student or a janitor?
Great
I was
question.
a student. I was a student.
But then I dropped out and became the
No.
janitor.
And I know you weren't here, but they wanted me back so badly that they sent these weird creatures to attack us. It may
School's
have,
getting really dirty.
I was gonna say that. Okay, look, I placed a lot of trust on you. I vouch for you back there. I'm saying it's not gonna whisper. Sorry, I'm really hoping you come through on this one.
just because there's all this unwieldy magic doesn't mean it's working correctly. Like, what if it just
That's what I'm saying.
dematerializes you? You go in, disappear on this end, you never reappear anywhere else.
Well, how the fuck are we supposed to know?
So my problems will be solved. Either I get where I need to go, or I don't go anywhere. Problem solved. I'm going.
Okay, Kythar. We'll be right behind you, fool.
Does anybody want take a rope? Tie me down, just in case.
I don't think a rope's gonna help, fool.
I don't think it works like that.
All right, Kythar's gonna test it first.
Wait.
No.
Don't let the boy go.
Arthur.
Do you want to leave the helmet with somebody else just in
Wait,
case?
should Arthur go first? Should Arthur go first?
Yeah, fuck it, Arthur.
I'll go.
Are we gonna?
Guinea pig.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Wait. Oh,
Nope,
hold
he's
on a second,
already there.
Arthur.
He's
No.
already there. Already there.
We should take a moment, I think, and let a test. No. Okay.
No.
No.
Been waiting way too long. Get me out of here.
If I could read my book.
Nope.
Okay.
Arthur.
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Let him read the book.
What the fuck is your book gonna say? And it better not be fucking semi-Omade bullshit you're reading there, Puto.
Well, I gotta transcribe the symbols on the floor into the book, and then I need to cross-reference them using the index that I've built in
You
order
can't
to
do that.
figure out,
Arthur.
what
Arthur.
previous meanings of it
Blade
are
over.
through history, and that way I can gain some sort of knowledge on, what this circle is trying to do.
Go ahead, Arthur. Go ahead, fool.
Oh god.
Cool. I need Arthur to make a DC 30 will save, please.
All right.
And I think he said he'd use a hero point.
I think he said he'd use all of his hero points and he'd dump all of his items on the ground and give us all
And
this
that's
gold.
it. Is that a blind jam roll?
Let me hold your gun, Arthur.
No, we're gonna make this. This is too big of a moment to be blind. This needs to be a public roll.
Yeah, I remember him saying that he's gonna throw all of his.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
31.
Cool.
Baited.
Arthur is only knocked unconscious instantly as he steps into this circle, and every one of the random arcs that are going off in different directions, all like as soon as his foot hits the outside rim and he is inside the magic circle, the magical energy all focuses on him, and the force of it physically blows him back out of the magic circle, and he collapses, an unconscious lump, at 0 hit points, at 1 hit point, at your guys' feet.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, so do you want
did
to
it work?
read that book?
Hold on. You're gonna see like Ates's face, like looking at the teleporter, and you're gonna see Simone slowly come up to the side of his face and be like, "Is that the teleporter, puto?"
Simultaneously, at the same time, you guys feel no other way to describe it. This place wake up. And
No.
there is just a cacophony of noise, which starts coming in from like the chamber behind you and like the rest of the place at large. And you guys are all like filled with the only thing I can describe it, Reed, as the opposite of what you feel when Iomade is talking to you.
Red.
I think we woke it up.
Well, I should have had some time to study what it meant.
No. The old god. Right? That's what you're describing. The feeling of a god.
I'm gonna run over to Arthur. Look how everyone's just talking, and Arthur's dying on the ground.
Reed is
You said
shaking
one
in
hit
his
point.
fucking boots right now.
And the guy just shot backwards.
Can't do anything about it. Somebody used my lay on hands.
Okay,
He's looking rough.
collect yourself. And I'm gonna use one of my healing.
One of your
potions
knuckle
modern.
or your
Yeah.
potions. You got it.
That's actually a good idea. I can give him one of mine too.
Cool. Sounds good. Same.
I'm gonna go close the door that we came out of.
You okay?
I don't think doors are gonna do you any good.
Same rules. You guys can take max in these kinds of moments. If you want to just like do the math for whatever that would be, and then let me know or let Chris know so he can add those hit points.
Hold on. So how do I click on it? Oh, there you go. I'm just gonna drag it onto the ground, Chris. Create a new item pile, and then you can just drag it onto from Arthur on into his thing, and then use it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, sure. How do you? Okay.
But
should be able to grab
but by
Do I just
using it,
drag
it's
and
still
drop it?
going to make the roll for him, right? Because that's what I'm saying. Because we've decided you can take max if you're not in combat. Like if you take a round, which you can do when you're
Yeah.
not in combat.
That is true. That
So
is true.
that's what I'm saying.
I
Just do the math for whatever that would be, and we'll just add.
I'm
them.
just giving him the option. As I'm just trying to make
I
sure
see.
that it's out of my inventory and you know what I mean, consumed the
Consumed.
right way.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I appreciate that.
I subtracted mine because
Cool.
it was easier.
So Arthur will come
Yeah,
back
he
with
gets
some
like
hit
34.
points. He won't be at full, but he'll come back with some dozens of hit points probably.
He gets
Uh,
34 from me.
I'm gonna say
34?
welcome back. Welcome back, bud. We made it. We're on the other side, fool.
Oh, what? The other side of what?
We're up on the surface now, fool.
Oh, finally.
What?
Does that mean we'll be sailing again soon?
Arthur, you got zapped. You just walked in there.
That's what you guys said to do.
You
When
did great, buddy. You did great.
when
you.
has listening to these guys been a good idea? We woke something up. You woke something up.
Yeah, and there's
Arthur.
there's like a rumbling and a trembling throughout the entire fucking place. You're all filled with a sense of dread.
I think we either need to get out of here, or I don't know. I think the walls are awake.
Did the teleporter work, Arthur? When he wakes up.
Okay. Okay. Simone's gonna kind of.
Maybe this isn't the right.
go
Maybe
ahead,
the real
Tom.
Arthur is gone. Maybe it worked.
No, it's still me.
Is it really though, you fool? Like, are you?
Yeah,
the
how do
same
we know?
person? Okay, I'm gonna look at A-Test and be like, A-Test, figure this shit out. See if we can figure out a way to teleport us out of here, puto. And then I'm gonna look at Rowan. I'm gonna be like, Rowan, get back here. Don't be towards the, the fucking, the dread feeling that we all felt. I know you all felt it. And I'm gonna be like, Kythar and Reed, get in the front, fool, so that whatever comes at us can't fucking just instantly kill all of us.
You talking about the laser beam or?
I'm talking about both sides, fool. And it'll be like, A-Test, we're gonna try to give you some time to fucking figure this out, all right?
Oh, so everything hinges on me?
I mean, hasn't it been these past
You're the
few
guy.
game sessions? I mean,
Stop
You're the
arguing,
guy.
Start reading. Stop arguing. Start reading. Jesus Christ.
Reed is just like saying every chant and hymn and like everything he can think of he learned growing up. Like this is freaking him out
Yeah.
a lot.
And that might be comforting for him, but there, is still nothing but silence and remains no answer on the other side of every desperate plea that Reed makes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I just want to know, like, what you guys are doing in a general sense. Like, what are you guys up to right now? What's the plan?
defending this
Nothing.
corridor, from my understanding.
Just hanging out.
We are.
You're a real piece of shit.
I have a few
Tess,
questions.
you have a moment.
I'm happy to answer them, Aaron. What are your questions?
Okay, the first one is when the professor was struck, did it come from the center there, that ball of lightning?
Yes, it did.
Or did I see anything around the edges with the crystals?
No, you didn't see anything around the edges with the crystals. As a matter of fact, like, all the energy was focused, it looked like, how do I say this? It looked like the diameter, like if each one was a cable or some yarn or whatever, right? Like, the thickness of what hit Arthur would be the same thickness as all, 100 of the smaller beams that were arcing out from the center previously, you know what I mean? But, like, nothing happened along the outside. What appears to happen along the outside is, as that magical, whatever, like, arcs and hits the crystals, it seems to, like, interact in some way, or, like, that's when the walls are most, like, active, quote unquote, is when the lines are active between them. When Arthur stepped on specifically, they went, like, inactive, right? Like, they were...
Okay, is there any change now, or is it back to how?
No,
it was,
as soon as he got blown back, the frequency is higher. There's probably, like, more beams, and they're, like, moving quicker, and, like, it's it was almost like a lethargic kind of energy before, and, like, after Arthur's been blown back, it's it's definitely, like, picked up. Yeah, you get sound effects in this game.
I'm the scat man.
I'm the scat man.
Hey Reed, do these crystals? Do you think they're affecting? Do you guys think that the teleporter itself is corrupted, or these crystals have something to do with it? It seems like when it strikes them.
I would love to say I'm
something
an
changes.
expert on portables.
On Porterville?
On portals, but I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, when you get to that chapter test, let me know. Maybe we could have Kythar smash one of these crystals.
Yeah. I'll let me check my notes real quick, and I'd like to.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for you to check your notes.
I like to roll to check my notes.
You guys are just riffing, You're riffing.
Maybe a recall knowledge, arcana.
Yeah,
or,
I mean,
My academia.
I'd take an academia check in this instance, but before you roll, I do want to know if you have any specific inklings or anything that you're paying attention to, or you know what I mean? It's like, or are you just kind of blindly looking through your notes and hoping that something jumps out at you?
No, I want to see if I can discern the symbols on the ground.
Okay, so you're
I
looking
think that
at
would be the first thing.
you're looking at the symbols first. Okay, great. I like that. That's like your top priority. Any other things you're looking for?
Maybe the magical patterns or the materials that are in the room as well. Just like what, I don't know, see if there are any notes about what spells they're usually used for, or categories of spells or things like that.
Okay. Let's have you make that roll. I'm really torn. I really want to make you roll it with disadvantage because you're under so much pressure right now. I'm going to open it to your party. You guys see Atesk is fucking stressed. Are you guys going to do anything for him? Support him in any way?
I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna give him guidance. But I'm gonna embrace him a little bit of okay, you got this. You're gonna be fine. Do what a test does. We got you. And that's
What do
and
I
he's
do?
got guidance. Boop. He's got guidance.
You're giving him guidance. Okay, love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the other side, like the devil in his ear, and be like, "Welcome to the pressures of leadership, puto."
It's your turn, asshole.
Welcome to
So to add
the
a
pressures
-1
of
for that?
leadership.
-1 psychological damage.
No, guidance is +1. Anybody else? Rowan, is there anything that you're doing in particular in this moment? Galfast, Arthur.
Let me see if I can do anything.
I feel like Galfast wouldn't say anything, but when you look over at him, he's he's comforting Banjo. Maybe in this moment, he's Banjo's there. Banjo looks scared. Galfast is comforting him, and then that kind of makes you feel good, Atesk.
It's the real life equivalent of a cute cat or dog video. You're just being cute with Banjo.
Yeah.
He does care about something.
You petting Banjo. He's like, "Aww." Forgets the fact that there's a teleporter that almost killed
In that moment, you do forget that fact.
And for a moment, bliss.
that you were 15 feet away from death on both sides.
All right, I will take that roll. No disadvantage, but I'm not granting advantage either. So you can take that roll with guidance, straight academia roll with a +1.
You can give yourself guidance with a.
You only get one guidance. Oh, you can give yourself, not guidance, but advantage. That's the one.
Blind? Not blind?
Knowledge is always blind. Yeah, knowledge is always blind. This is a big moment too, but
You could have found liquid courage in your backpack in that moment as well.
I think that ruins your intelligence, though.
I think it does, usually. Although I don't know if is this an intelligence? It is.
You
Yeah.
gain temporary hit points, but you lose, which I think is kind of funny.
yeah, that's cool as fuck.
Oh yeah.
All right, so as you are looking at this, unfortunately, the only real information you're able to get from the symbols, because it is in a language that you don't inherently know, but there are things like God's names, which are kind of universal, and this is a mouthful, so I'll spell it for you if you want. But you can see that the name that is associated with this portal is Zarok Thun. And it's a fucking sci-fi fantasy name if you ever fucking heard one. I'll even put it in chat because it's a doozy, man. I have a lot of fun when I name stuff, and I care not at all if they're impossible to remember or write down. You're checking your notes. You can tell that this is somehow dedicated to this god. This interacts with them in some way. As far as background knowledge on that god, I would say that if you and Reed are kind of working together on this process,
Absolutely.
that he would be able to kind of like give you a little bit of insight that this is a like super ancient malevolent deity, like literally one of the first, like the world is called Valmina because a god called Valmina made it. Like Zarok Thun was like another god that was around when that shit was going on. Like it was like one of the first, like as far as like when this plane was new, these gods were, like came here from other places, right? And as far as like, the utilitarian bit of it, like obviously that stone in the middle is the like linchpin. If you throw your detect magic on here, and this is one of those like absolutely blinding levels of magic, you can tell that like the focal point for that is this like purple, stone crystal ball stone thing that is in the middle, which looks like a glassy version of these crystals out here. And speaking of those crystals, they kind of like light up and glow, and it's one of those things where like once the like electricity kind of like pulls off and like moves to a different spot, the area kind of like goes a little bit like pink, like it's a little like hot spot for a second, and then it like fades out until like the next strike comes through. So it almost has like a sparkle effect in here, and you're able to like pick out not the whats or the, I guess not the whys, but the whats. Like that the crystals that grow in here are a catalyst in some way for this magic to be used for some purpose. That magic serves Zarok Thun, who is this like super old, super ancient god, who's been around as long as the namesake of the world has been around. And like that there's obviously an immense amount of energy here, but I think that is all the information that I can give you on your roll. But there's what you get.
Okay, so this thing is to summon this ancient god, and read. That sounds like we need to stop this from happening. I don't know if this is the kind of teleporter that maybe we can use when we're done.
Reed is.
Can we use that after you?
He's here, and I'm gonna like my sword's already up. He's like, so are we breaking the crystals?
I mean, we could have Arthur. Can Arthur stand? Can he shoot? Could he shoot out the crystal in the center? Or we could also destroy the crystals. We could do both.
There's no crystal in the center, though, right? It's just like a ball of energy in the center, right?
Yeah, it's a glyph. I mean, the glyph is real size, so whatever that is, 50 feet around, right? Glyph. For 10 to 20 feet in the middle, it's a ball of energy that surrounds this like relic, and from that ball of energy, the magical tendrils like come out and touch the crystals, and the crystals are all over this place, ranging in thickness from Will's torso to wrist and arm lengths, but it is like floor to ceiling crystals. Like it has, it almost looks like overgrown, right? Like that would be the vibe. So there's
like
a lot of
shooting
them
at the
here.
crystals is seemingly.
You'd be here for a while if you were trying to shoot out the crystals. In theory possible, but he probably doesn't have enough ammo on him, I guess.
There's a relic in the center.
There is a relic in the center, yeah, which is the focal
I would like to
point.
try and cast Dispel Magic on the relic in the center.
You would like to cast a spell magic. You unravel the magic behind spell or effect. Attempt to counteract a check against the target. Magic item becomes a mundane item of its type for 10 minutes. This changes the item's non-magical properties. Great.
A DM wouldn't let you.
I am going to let you do that, but first I need you to make a will save as your magic connects with the magic in the center here.
Ooh. Will you be able to survive this?
We will find out. But I get to use my root magic. Fuck yeah. Okay.
Use everything you have, please.
Quick question to Ates: do you have a secondary character?
And do you have a hero point?
And his name
I
is
do.
Ates 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh my god.
His hair's all standing up.
Okay, so that's gonna.
He
I need
still
to make it
casts
public, right?
Slashing Gus. Yes, please make it public. But it's all like
Okay.
electricity themed instead, you know?
I know, his affect is exactly the same. Yeah, so my name's Ates 2 Electric Boogaloo.
17.
Nice.
Attaboy.
I'm not touching that thing. I know I'm gonna roll.
I know.
I'm
So-
right there with
So
you.
now a test falls unconscious on the floor.
No, he doesn't fall.
We don't know yet.
He doesn't
We don't
fall
know
unconscious
yet.
on the floor, Joe. That would be ridiculous. Okay, that is not what happens.
Instead,
He's dead.
He just takes half of 73 damage.
Ooh.
That's all.
Which is somewhat quick in your head, Joe. What is that?
36 and a half.
No big
That
deal.
sounds like a calculator.
Now, please attempt your dispel magic check, Atesk, if you like. You don't need to. This magic is fighting back in a big way. And as you do, the whole chamber trembles, and that feeling of dread swells within each and every one of you.
I'm gonna like try and just tear through one of these crystals. If you think it would help, or if you, I guess I'll smite
Such
evil.
an Aquarius.
I'll smite evil with it if I need to. If Reed knows that would give him a bonus, I guess.
Yeah, I mean a smite.
Oh no!
Hero point. Hero point.
Okay, I'm gonna use a hero point for sure.
Cool. Cool.
1 to a 20. 1 to a 20. Make it a nut.
Hey, the dice have their own story to tell. Okay.
Oh god, that was almost another one.
You
Don't like
feel
that.
you feel this thing
Explode.
you feel this thing pushing back. You guys hear a literal scream, like a guttural yell, like if a mountain was a person and it yelled, that's the sound that comes from the chamber behind you. And it's like deafening. It's like Arthur firing his gun off nonstop in both your ears for a day straight. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. The magic like sparks and surges, a bunch of it. Like, your dispel magic is invisible, but you know the way that magic works, and like is about the way that like the strands of time connect the very planes, you know, and everyone who exists on it. And this thing is like creeping up your fucking strands and essentially like backfires on you and like releases a huge burst of its own energy, even though you never crossed over the threshold into the like magic circle, and unfortunately are unable to like counteract the effect. But this feeling of like dread like swells within all of you guys, and anybody at the end, Kythar probably, who's looking down that way, can see that all of the stone tentacles in the chamber are moving, like that you guys just came through. Like they're like snakes, kind of just like fucking slurping in and out and like around all the fucking pillars.
I've got an idea.
Okay, I have one after you. Let's go yours
No,
first.
you go first. No, you go first.
Okay, I'm gonna say, Kythar, aren't you're wearing the helmet that can see how things were, right?
Yeah.
Kythar, I'm gonna snap.
What? There's tentacle things out there.
Yeah, I know they're stone. It's no big deal. They're not moving. Now in this chamber,
They
No, they're moving now. They're moving.
okay, one problem at a time. in this chamber, with what are we missing? What did it look like when it was made?
I put the helmet on and peer through. Activate it.
Yeah, you put the helmet on, and you utter its activation phrase, and as you're like looking through this space, I don't think that this is knowledge that Kythar has, but I think that based on like his description of what he's seeing, probably like a Tesk, maybe Reed would know, but like there are legends and stories that like dragons got their magic, like were taught their magic from Valmina, like the goddess of the world, and so like what he's seeing predates the magic that exists to make this helm. So he just sees like everything in its totally like raw, unadulterated form. You're no longer seeing the plane of like the mundane plane that we're all on now. You're seeing the plane of like void and like of chaos, and there are just like creatures ripping each other to shreds that are all like teeth and bone, and there are like balls of magical energy that are just like shredding stars apart, and like all the floor has like dropped out from underneath you, and you can just see like lumbering ahead of you this like huge fucking tentacle creature who is undoubtedly staring at you. Like he sees you, like he is looking at you and addresses you, and asks you like from inside in a skull rattling like tone. It's not like words. It's like Saruman's eye. You know what I mean? You just feel it looking in you, through you, and by asking you, I mean it is ripping apart your memories to like access the deepest crevices of your brain. What would you like to do right now?
Take the fucking helmet off.
Well, you said he asked him a question, or you said he was asking him something.
Yeah, but
feel like a
that was
question.
what it felt
he's-
like.
I see.
Yeah.
It has a question, but it's going through my mind to find the answer. It's not really asking me.
Yeah.
It's violently skull fucking me. No, I'm taking the fucking helmet off.
You take it off and you're dazed right now. You have that status condition.
Gotcha.
What'd you see? What are we missing? Is there what the room look like? Is it what do we need to return?
You look at Kythar and it looks like Patrick when they had the cone that they fucking
Orb of
turn on.
confusion.
The orb of confusion basically right now is non-coherent. It's like, give me a
Kythar,
second.
snap in his face again. Come on.
Swear to God, I'm gonna break his finger.
Probably deserve it at this point.
What did you see?
Tell me how long I got, man. We don't have 6 seconds.
I mean, you can talk. You can talk. Talking is free. I mean, you guys can transfer information. Please do that. Yeah.
Okay. I think I saw him, the actual god, but in his realm before he tried to talk to me.
Did you ask him if we can fucking use his teleporter, fool?
Yeah, tell him we'll leave. Tell him we have a powerful wizard here with us that will continue to cast Dispel Magic if he doesn't teleport us out.
No, don't threaten him. Don't do that.
Yeah, or
What
else.
the fuck?
That's the best way.
I get the helmet off and I just hand it over to fucking.
Reed, don't you deal with gods like this?
I've never.
Don't you have like what's yours named?
Iomade?
The lady of that.
I've never spoken with a god like this. This is as old as Valmina herself.
Kythar, put
older.
the helmet back on and fucking tell him, hey, let us use your portal, fool.
Reed
I
is
toss
very
the helmet.
intrigued.
I toss the helmet to Reed. Is like I can't put that back on.
Fuck. This is like an opportunity that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Iomade help me, but
We're gonna get a dark paladin here, a fallen paladin here.
And his eyes go purple.
I know, right?
Oh man.
I'm gonna put it on. Kythar, be ready to take it off.
The helmet turns into a MAGA hat.
Look, it was just a protest.
They were let in,
Oh.
okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on and see the face.
You put this thing on.
And I'll do whatever religion checks or will checks I need to make.
Yeah,
here,
you
but-
get pressed into this same the same space. You know, the floor drops out from you. You're no longer in this chamber. You're in this like endless sprawling void that the only pockets of it are like things violently ripping themselves or each other to shreds. You know what I mean? You're watching like entire worlds come into existence and then be like cracked open like eggs to have like all of the fucking like everything that was left in them like go out into the void, and all of that like turns into fucking smoke, and the smoke turns into monsters which start fucking tearing each other apart, and it just like goes like this, you know what I mean, in every direction that you can see.
Can I pitch you something?
Yeah.
So Reed, obviously, he's like, because he's a paladin, and you know his backstory at the temple, he's done a lot of like just meditating, like trying to form that deep connection with his goddess. I'm gonna try and just like do the same thing, just meditate and turn all of that out, just to have that like, just to try and have that communication with Mr. Man.
Okay, so I will say this. I will take that into account as we move forward. And so, you know, same view before you. There is this huge, you know, creature who, instead of having tentacles that are, you know, as big around as Will's torso, I mean, this thing is like the size of a world in front of you, right? Like this thing is just like you are infinitesimally small in front of it. Of the nothingness that expands out, that only expands out in about 2/3 of your directions, because the entire fucking 60 degrees in front of you is just this thing. And in the same way, you see it staring at you, looking through you. You feel this like kind of like inquisitive nature of it, and it starts, you know, no other way to describe it but like rooting through your mind and your memories, and you like try to maintain that you know, like you're trying to box out all the other crazy stuff that was happening to stay focused on Mr. Man. He has just made that a non-negotiable. Like there's no way you have enough bandwidth to focus on anything else other than like I said, the absolute opposite of this like honey warm that Iomade fills you with, this just like ice in your veins, like ice fucking stars in your veins that are stabbing and freezing you simultaneously. You know what I mean? It's like fucking rough.
No,
rough.
I'm aware that they're gonna sift through. Like I'm aware that this is gonna happen either way. I'm tuning out the outside noise, and I know that it's going to sift through whatever information it's going to get. There's no way I can stop that, so I'm not going to try. I'm just tuning out the outside stuff, the cosmic background.
Cool. And when it becomes apparent what this process is, you keep this helmet on, correct? Like it started probing. It has started ripping through your memories in the same way that it was ripping through Kythar's. This process hurts. This process is like feels like an invasion. I mean, they're fucking ice picks on fire going through your brain. You know, like this is a borderline unbearable process.
I'm gonna try and bear it just a little bit longer in case, to see if I get any communication, and if it becomes apparent that I'm not gonna get any communication, then I'm gonna take it off.
Cool. I'm gonna meanwhile then, as you guys have Kythar here with you, and you see Reed, you know, in this space. I mean, obviously in pain. You know, anybody looking down the hallway can see that the entire place has come alive in that these like stone tentacles are moving. That feeling of dread, ever present, just like continues to bubble for like from your gut, like making you feel sick to your stomach, and you know, and like homesick for a place you've never been. Like you guys are just hanging out. I just want to check in.
I know you had an idea. Yeah. No. I was gonna say I know you had an idea.
My idea is that if this did not work with as of right now, there's nothing to indicate that it's not working. I guess, like if Reed falls over dead, then okay, well, time for Plan B kind of thing.
Somebody else had to put the helmet on.
Yeah. Or my idea was to, honestly, and this is to break one of those crystals, have Will grab it, and just like fucking run at it in the middle to see if there's some sort of like if it's like a catalyst for whatever it's being used for, like grabbing a crystal and like, you know, like ramming it in there, if that will, you know, cause it to, you know, be able to use it as some sort of teleporter or something along those lines.
Okay.
Because like the whole area is covered in crystal. It literally feeds off of the energy of these crystals. So if we grab one of the crystals and like use that as like almost like a use magical device, as like a key, you know, kind of like we're putting a lock into a key, or a key into a lock, I mean, that maybe that could be some way of almost unlocking. So
okay,
that's my
interesting.
idea.
Interesting. Reed, I need a will save.
Okay.
But what if you want him to trifle through your memories?
I'm gonna give myself advantage on this
Yeah,
one.
he has no way of controlling whether or not his memories get trifled through. This is a different will save.
Oh, gotcha. If he becomes a thrall, gotcha. I mean, he is a paladin. Will is his thing.
Yeah, but
Unless
when you roll 2 single-digit rolls, that makes that tough. You are filled with visions, Reed, of like these things that almost look like elves, but not quite, and almost look like drow, but not quite. But you see like centuries of them using the chamber that you guys were in, as, you know, exactly what you guys thought. You know, they were like killing shit and throwing it in the pit. But you see like piles of crystal in each of the like braziers that are in there. And you see that instead of like a blackness, there is like a swirling energy source, and like tentacles are coming out of it and like grabbing the like offerings, and like you see, you know, you literally watch, you know, the equivalent of sitting in front of a camera and watching tape of like 700 years in an instant, right? Like this just like all like passes through your mind as like just like generations and generations and generations and generations of these fucking things are killing everything, feeding it to this thing, like in this room. But you're seeing like them like rise to power as a people, and they like it becomes super obvious to you that they basically were working with this thing, and like they would feed it sacrifices and it would like do shit for them and like give them the shit that they want, and like very much like warlock in their patron kind of vibe, but like to a kind of a cult extreme. Mm-hmm. And then simultaneously you can feel it learning everything about you, learning everything about Iomade, learning everything about like you, like in real time as you're like watching this helpless, you're like watching it siphon, you know, like learn that like you know inherently by the connection you have right now that this guy just figured out that Iomade is a god, and that there like are other gods, and like every god that you've ever known about, he now knows about, and he's like specifically digging through all of those parts of your brain, and like anything that mentions like religions or followers or followings or rituals or like all that shit, he's like tearing into, and like simultaneously like encouraging you to feed him. And that's the only thing you want to do is feed him in this moment.
I can't. Oh shit!
You just pull down your pants and
Take it off! Take it off! Take it off! Take it off!
well,
If he
all
says
you
take it
wanna do is
off,
feed though, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm trusting you to roleplay your character, but Reed's only goal is getting somebody in the hole. That is now Reed's only goal in life.
Oh.
in the last chamber.
In the last chamber.
Professor, this way.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I see. Like quite literally, that's like what I have to do now. Is what you're saying?
However you think Reed would however you think Reed would act in this moment, because he does. It doesn't change that he knows this is his party. But he doesn't care enough to not want to feed. Like he needs to find something to feed into that hole, like right now.
Arthur,
Or he's going to jump in it, or he's going to go jump in it and feed it himself.
Arthur, I think we need to go to the hole. We have to feed it.
As soon as he says that, I'm gonna point at Simone and Kythar and point at the head and like take the the universal sign for take the helmet off. Whoever's closest.
Wilb is going to grapple Reed.
Okay. Reed is now a hostile, so normal PvP rules are off. You guys can just do shit.
I'm gonna use athletics to try to take it off.
We get one thing, and then we get initiative. I think is the way this is going to go down. So I want Wilb's grapple first. I want Wilb's grapple first, because you are still, if you have the helmet on, you're still technically blind, Reed, and so like to this plane, and wouldn't be able to see Wilb lunging at you.
Thank you.
Okay, so then this feels like an excellent place, unless you guys have something that is really pressing you want to do in this moment. This feels like a good breaking point, because we're obviously in a high drama moment, but this is, I think, as the dip in the tension. All right, Wilb has Reed, who wants to feed the ancient god, who is definitely awake now. But, like, you guys will kind of have to figure out what you want to do. You can take a beat, take some time, see if you want to come up with a plan. But if there's anything else anybody wants to do, like right now in this session, now's the time. Otherwise, I'm going to end it until next week. Okay, then that'll be it.
That was fun.
We'll pick you guys up. We'll pick you guys up next week, and hopefully you don't get murdered by each other. I think you're all great.
Yeah. And then if we survive that situation, the next will be easy peasy.
Yeah, honestly, you guys are gonna get back up top, and it's gonna be like training wheels, like kiddie mode. You're gonna be like, "Are you kidding me? Like, what are we doing up here?"
I'm gonna start making a character.
The foresters.
Do I regret it? Yes. Was it interesting? Yes.
I'm glad it was
Next
at least
time we're fighting the
interesting.
kobolds.
I know.
Next time.
As soon as we get back up top, I've lived 1,000 years.
The tentacle god from below.
Frank, I had a whole life. I had a whole life, Frank.
The tentacle god is out of my porn and into real life now.
Cool.
All right.
Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for playing. I'll catch you guys next week. It'll be fun.
See ya.
Cool.
All right.
It's not
Bye,
fair.
guys.
Later. Give me a second. That's it, guys. Thanks for being here, Becky. And I'll catch you later. Peace.